You're listening to the Continuous Call Team on 2GB. Thanks to Macca's, Harvey Norman, Lowe's, Brighton's Lawyers, Tui's, BP and Glencore Mining. The best time of the year is here.
Oh, rugby league, you are a wonderful thing.
Let's buckle up.
NRL is back.
All right.
Saturday night footy.
Oh, he's brilliantly handled that.
The Continuous Call Team.
We've been gone for so long.
What about that?
But nothing now can keep us down. Yeah, we're back on track and we're on attack. Can't hold us back. No.
Matthew Thompson.
Scores in the corner. What a ball. Flipped it around the back. That is a miraculous pass.
And Josh Morris.
Managers get the ball down with centimetres to spare just before half-time. That is a crucial blow.
The Continuous Call Team. Thanks to Macca's, Harvey Norman, Lowe's, Brighton's Lawyers, Forex, BP and Glencore Mining.
This is magnificent football.
Tonight, Manly Sea Eagles
Saab brings away from one. Back to Kohler. Try.
versus North Queensland Cowboys.
Kid has gone through. Drinkwater's there in support. Drinkwater on the backup. Drinkwater off. Gone. Bang. Try.
And now, live right across Australia, Matthew Thompson.
A sold-out Four Pines Brookvale is heaving tonight as Manly and North Queensland prepare to launch their 2025 campaigns on what has turned out to be a glorious Saturday night for rugby league. Both teams exited the 2024 final series in week 2. Can they better their efforts in the season ahead? Great to be with you, Matthew Thompson and Josh Morris, for a game that will showcase a host of rugby league superstars. What does 2025 hold for Tom Trbojevic? Is season 15 the last season in the NRL for the Premiership's oldest player, Daly Cherry Evans? And on the flip side, how does Tom Dearden handle the added responsibility as the Cowboys' chief playmaker, lining up alongside a debutant halfback in Tom Duffy tonight? Saturday night football on the Continuous Call Team right around Australia. And we're brought to you, of course, by our friends at Macca's. Surprise Fries is all the rage these days. Play for 1 in 3 chances to win millions of prizes. I love the sound of that. I'm joined on Saturday nights by my pal Josh Morris. He's a champion of the game. 325 NRL games, 15 origins for New South Wales, 6 tests for Australia. And he loves his Saturday night footy. J-Moz, welcome.
Thank you, Matty, and good evening to all our listeners. I am looking forward to spending Saturday nights with you this year, Matty, and obviously Jamie Soward and others along the way. But we're in for a treat tonight. You're right, it is a packed Four Pines Stadium, and when it's like that, you just know Manly are going to be right up for this game. So the Cowboys need to start fast in this one. If they don't, they could be blown off the park, and it could be from Tommy Turbo. He scored 6 tries in his last 6 games at Four Pines, so he loves playing there. But I've just got to go back to that last game. If there's an advertisement for two teams to play at Vegas next year, you got it right there, didn't you? A sold-out Cogra, and that game was amazing there. They came back at the end, they threw everything they could. I think it could be a great choice of those 2 teams going to Vegas next year, but I can't wait for this game.
Yes, 28-20, Canterbury prevailing over the Dragons. There's a bit of tension there, wasn't there? I mean, you played for both clubs, obviously. Where's that tension come from? It was boiling the whole game.
Yeah, look, there's been plenty. I remember, as a Dragons junior, watching the Dogs in 2006 tear apart the Dragons forward pack, and there's clips of it online on YouTube, and they absolutely gave it to the Dragons that night. I was injured the game where Jamie Soward took the dive, and
yes, I saw
and
replays
we got disallowed
of that.
the try there,
Yes.
and I think that ended up costing us the minor premiership that year. So I think there's kind of been little incidences throughout the past 20 years, and back in the old days, 79 grand final Dragons won, they lost it to them in 85. So there's been
It goes back, that's right,
back
70s and 80s.
long time, and now that both sides have got pretty decent rosters, that was a really good performance there for a round 1 game.
Just on this game we've got coming up, Manly have a really good record recently against North Queensland, wins in 5 of their last 7. They are a more settled lineup as opposed to North Queensland. There's great continuity right through this Manly team following on from last year. The only notable there's two notable changes. The addition of Siwa Talkeaho, who plays his first game as a Manly Seagull at prop. He's a dual premiership winning front rower. And Jazz Tavunga's going to start at hooker. There's still no Lachlan Croker. He overcame that neck problem from last year, but his sideline, I think it might be a knee at the moment, keeping him out. They're the two changes to the Manly team we saw consistently last year, but North Queensland have a number of significant.
I mean, they had Chad Townsend there last year, who is a very, very good organiser, and that kind of just freed up Tom Dearden to run when he wanted the ball and call when he wanted the ball. So it'll be interesting to see, how much emphasis he puts on trying to control the team and direct them across the park. But he's made his debut tonight. Welcome to the NRL family, Tom Duffy.
So the Cowboys make their way out onto Four Pines, Brookvale, and they get a very typical Manly reception as they're led out by Reuben Cotter. It's still a formidable looking lineup, particularly in the forward pack. McLean, McIntyre, Cotter the middles, Bateman, Nane on the edges. Hilam Lukey, another serious injury, an ACL. He's missing for the year. He's an untapped talent, so they will miss him, no question. And the bench, I like the bench for the Cowboys. Lawton, Edwards, Neem and Cohen Hess returns after missing the whole of last year. Yeah,
he's a big out. I mean, you lose Lukey, but you get back a bloke like Cohen Hess, who's been there for a long time. A big body, plenty of experience there, and I think that's a big in for the Cowboys this year. Cohen Hess, who brings that aggression.
So the great Daly Cherry Evans, Manly's most capped player, leads the Seagulls out for their first game of the year. They have such dangerous strike power right across the park. Is this the year where they can make a real impression on the premiership? You look at their roster, you think, wow, they're absolutely capable, and particularly with Daly Cherry Evans in his 331st game, leading the way at halfback. That combination of Trebojevic, Brooks, Cherry Evans and Tavunga as it is tonight looks pretty formidable. So thanks to Maccas, a tip for us, Josh, and also a player who will deliver.
Oh, look, I got to tip Manly in this one. I know they've got a great record at home and against the Cowboys. I think the player who will deliver tonight, I think it is Tommy Turbo, as we see him up on the screen there. He scored a try in his last 6 games at 4 Pines. You want to see him start the season well, and I think he's primed for a big one.
I reckon Manly should be winning this one at home to kick off their season in front of a capacity crowd. Gee, it looks great. It's one of the great sights in rugby league. A sold-out Brookvale for Saturday night footy. The Cowboys kick off. It's the youngster Tom Duffy sending it high and long, taken by Daly Cherry Evans. And back comes Siwa Talkeaho after a couple of seasons over in the UK. Playing it on his own 10. Tavunga from acting half. And now Hamali Olakawatu. How good was he last season, particularly towards the back end of the year? Plays it in the middle of the 20-metre line. Tavunga, and now for Jake Trebojevic, the incumbent New South Wales captain, runs out just short of his 30-metre line where he's tackled by McLean. They head right to Ben Trebojevic. There's the trio of Trebojevics out there tonight. Turbo at the back, Ben and Jake in the middle. 15 short of the halfway. 4th tackle here for Manly. Here's Turbo. We've had 3 Trebojevics in 3 plays, and Turbo gets dumped into the ground. That's a good tackle. McIntyre and Nane. And a few cheeky words exchanged between Tom Trbojevic and Jeremiah Nane, who faced off in Origin, of course. A kick off the left boot of Luke Brooks. He's hit it very nicely downfield. In fact, too long. He's kicked it 60 metres. And the ball's tumbled over the dead ball line. So Braden Burns is going to scurry back and take the tap restart. Centre of his 20-metre line. 7 tackle set coming up for North Queensland, who are yet to win a season-opening game that they have played in Sydney, Josh, and it's worth pointing out as well, this is the first game of North Queensland's 30th year in the premiership.
Yeah, it's a damning stat for them, but they can erase that right now with a really solid performance, and they started well. They defended really well. They limited Manly to inside their 40, and Brooks just came away with a massive kick there, which has allowed the 7-tackle set. They will have an opportunity here to launch an attacking kick.
Geez, the Cowboys have come a long way since they came in the comp back in 1995, but they were easy beats back then, no more. Here's McIntyre. 10 metres over the halfway, centre field, tackled by Ben Trebojevic. It comes to Tom Duffy. He had a look and he fashions a little kick in behind the line. It's a nice kick, actually. Trebojevic had to make ground to it. And he gets tackled strongly by Tom Dearden in combination with Reece Robson, who's starting his final season at North Queensland before heading to the Roosters. Penalty. Now, a bit overzealous there in the tackle on Tom Trebojevic, and the fans appreciate that. Penalty to Manly on their own 20-metre line. Manly and North Queensland, no score on the BP scoreboard. Great to have BP part of the team for Saturday Night Rugby League.
We've also got the clock sponsored by Tooheys. Tooheys, I feel like a Tooheys.
You always feel like
two.
a Tooheys, or particularly Saturday night, Joshy.
Yes.
So the kick for the line finds touch 5 metres short of the halfway, and Tolu Kohler taps and gets by. It's a high tackle. Yeah, Braden Burns, that was just lazy. Right around the neck.
Yeah, back-to-back penalties there. But I just want to go back to the kick there by Tom Duffy. I don't think he realised it was a last tackle, and then he fashioned a kick really, really late, and then they came up with a disjointed tackle there and gave away the penalty. But they've got back-to-back penalties here, just allowed Manly go straight into their red zone here.
So Kohler on the 30-metre line. That's the Cowboys' 30-metre line. Links up with Luke Brooks, who's tackled by Braden Burns. 23 metres away, 10 in from the western touchline at Four Pines Brookie. No score for BP yet. Here's Taukeaho. Right foot step as he gets to the line and then turns his back looking to offload. That's his go. He's a very proficient ball-playing front rower. 17 short, right in line with the black dot. It comes to Jake Trebojevic, then Cherry Evans fires it out the back to Olakau'atu. Over for a try. The rampaging back rower caught them all napping and crashed through to score the first try of Manly's season after only 3.5 minutes. It's 4-0. Kick to come for the Seagulls.
Well, what a beautifully worked play there. As we go to the Harvey Norman replay, this man, Hamoli Olakau'atu, he had a wonderful season last year. And as we go to the replay, they shift it to the right. It goes to Trebojevic, and then Daly Cherry Evans goes out the back. And Ruben Garrick led. He was the lead runner, which allowed Olakau'atu to go out the back playing centre, and he was just too big, too strong. Carries 3 over to get the first try for Manly. The first time they venture down into the red zone, they come away with points.
He is an absolute beast on that right edge. And Hamoli Olakau'atu gets his 37th career try in what is his 95th game, entering his 7th season of NRL Rugby League, and an Origin player now as well. He's right up there with the absolute elite back rowers in the game now.
Oh, for sure. And I don't know if you saw my socials this week. There was a clip of a person running just into
was that the guy with the pads on?
Folded him in half.
Why would you do that?
So he can tackle, but he can also run like that with the ball. He is a hell of a player.
Yeah, you could dress me up like the Michelin Man and I still wouldn't be prepared to take on Olakau'atu. Ruben Garrick shapes it right to left, the kick just across the face of the uprights. 4-0 Manly over the Cowboys on the continuous call team.
Macca's Surprise Fries. Play for a 1 in 3 chance to win millions of prizes.
And remember too, get $5 off at the pump with BP Rewards. It is simply brilliant, that deal. Sign up for BP Rewards today if you're jumping in the car or heading home from dinner. See, I'm normally heading home from dinner about 7:40, Josh. I'm thinking about going to bed normally at this time of night to watch a little bit of Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. Earlier, 28-20, Canterbury over the Dragons in that old rivalry going back many, many decades. I've tipped Canterbury to make the grand final this year. Am I mad? What do you think?
They're smoky.
They were outstanding last year, on the back of their brilliant defence, of course. So Manly back in possession after the first try, and he's Taniela Paseka out to his own 10. McIntyre and Robson, they'll make 1 million tackles each tonight. They look to spread here coming out of their own end. Oh, Kohler gets upended by Braden Burns. He flipped him up around the legs and dumped him into the ground on his own 20-metre line. It comes away to Lehigh Hopawate now. Races out to the 30, 15 in from the western touchline. Jake Trebojevic, Daly Cherry Evans, they spread one side to the other. Turbo sees a little bit of open space, but it's shut down promptly by Tom Dearden. Penalty, another one.
I think this was hit off the ball here, Matty. I think one of the Cowboys players has come in and taken out one of the Manly players, and that's just ill-discipline right there. That was play 4. As we see the winger come in, Tuolungi come in and jam Ruben Garrick there.
Gee, the penalties are starting to ratchet up already. It's 4-0.
I spoke about it at the start of the game. The Cowboys need to start fast. They need, they're still in the dressing sheds at the moment.
Garrick resumes. They're up on the halfway. So great attacking football here for Manly, and Paseka tries to run straight over the top of Ruben Cotter. He got him around the legs eventually. Tavanga. Oh, that was forward from Cherry Evans away to Olakau'atu. Hello. The touch judge was right in line with it. It was a metre forward. They didn't call it. Picked up now by Tavanga, the former Warrior. And he is a Warrior. And he goes inside the 20. Geez, a good pick-up, Jazz Tavanga. 18 short. Manly on the attack again. It's 4-0 thanks to BP. Brooks goes away now to Ben Trebojevic on the left-hand side, trying to get at the young halfback Duffy. And then Bateman comes in to add some defensive support. 5 metres in from the touchline on the Cowboys 10. 7 minutes of play gone on the Tui's clock. It goes away from Brooks to Paseka again, around the legs. McIntyre, they're barely hanging on here, the Cowboys. 10 metres away, Cherry Evans, Olakau'atu, Trebojevic. Oh, that was a tap on, and it was a piece of perfect attacking football from Tom Trebojevic. The ball was in and out in a flash, and they've got 2 tries. In the first 7 minutes, they are on tonight. Manly 8-0 with a kick to come.
Well, Matty, you called it. You said that the Cowboys were just holding on there, and as we go to the Harvey Norman replay, this is an absolute masterclass here from Daly Cherry Evans, and Tom Trebojevic holds it up. Olakau'atu gets the ball to Tommy, and he flicks it in the one motion, one stride, gets the ball from the left, transfers it to the right, and Jason Saab is there. Johnny on the spot, puts it down in the corner, and they go 8-0 up only after 8 minutes.
That is a biz cover moment if I've ever seen one, Josh.
Look at this.
Tom Trebojevic around the back, the catch, and it's not a pass really. It's a tap on, isn't it?
Yeah, it's basically just transferring the ball as it's going past you. It's an amazing skill, and to be doing it at the pace at which he did it at, that was unbelievable, and they are on tonight, Manly.
Well, everything was lined up in their favour. Big crowd, home game to start against the Cowboys, who traditionally don't travel all that well. And they have come rushing out of the blocks. They lead 8-0, and Garrick with another kick from that eastern side of the ground, which is absolutely chockers with Manly fans. This has become a constant thing now. Manly home games and sellouts. I reckon they sold out 7 or 8 games last year.
I think it was all bar one.
Pretty much, yeah. So Garrick, can he correct the previous attempt at conversion from pretty much the same spot? You bet he can. That's a dart from the sideline. 10-0. Manly over the Cowboys. They've had 80% of the football, and North Queensland have got to do something to try and get the footy back.
Yeah, well, it's very interesting. You have Duffy out on that right edge. They went to him really quick there with Ben Trebojevic, but they've had all their joy on this right side. So they've obviously seen something in the trials about the connection between Purdue and Talangi there, and they've exposed it twice. Subtle little changes between each play. They had Olakau'atu out the back. That time he was ball playing. So they've gone there twice and got a result twice.
Speaking of trials, and I know you don't read too much into the generally speaking, Manly's last trial, they didn't have their big guns there, Cherry Evans and Turbo, etc. But they had a fair chunk of NRL talent up against Penrith's almost C team, and they got flogged.
Yeah, you're right.
No, they were poor, but they've left that well and truly behind now because they've come rampaging out of the blocks here. It's 10-0 Manly over the Cowboys thanks to BP. Not even 10 minutes of play gone yet. Taniela Paseka plays it on his own 40-metre line. Now Siwa Taukeaho again thinking about an offload, but the defence comes in and wraps up the ball. That's Jordan McLean. No Jason Taumalolo tonight either for North Queensland on the way back from a Liz Frank injury. So that often a difficult injury to overcome, that ankle injury. Played back to Tavanga. Here's a high kick off the boot of Cherry Evans. Hopawate is getting through and pressuring Drinkwater. He's up above the pad. Catches it, gives it back to Ben Trebojevic. They've got another try. Even Anthony Seibold can't believe what he just seen.
Wow, that is unbelievable stuff there by Lehigh Hopawate. He was the only Manly player chasing, and he ran past 2 or 3 Cowboys and launched himself into the air, then had the presence of mind to get the offload away as we go to the Harvey Norman replay here. He is flying there. We might have to check Ben Trebojevic is onside, but gets above Drinkwater. He didn't even jump.
Drinkwater didn't contest the ball.
Contest it. And then gets the ball to Trebojevic, who has about 20 metres to run. This is a very worrying signs for the Cowboys early on.
Oh, yeah, but how skillful have Manly been here? The last 2 tries have been out of this world. The tap on by Turbo, and now Lehigh Hopewade, who since coming into first grade has impressed everyone. He's been so good, and he leaps above Scott Drinkwater, who is flat-footed, and takes the catch and promotes the ball in the same motion. The normally very measured Anthony Seibold comes leaping out of his chair. His team lead 14-0 with a kick to come.
Well, they've just gone bang, bang, bang. 3 back-to-back tries. And you thought for a moment there that they'd get the ball back, and it was a really good set from Manly, but Lehigh Hopewade had other intentions.
The text line's open too, I should have mentioned that. 0460 873 873 if you want to get in touch with us during the game. Manly fans will be relishing what they're seeing here. So Garrick, just to the left-hand side of the posts for a kicker of his quality. This shouldn't pose any issues. Straight between the sticks, and they are beating the clock. 16-0. You've got, on one hand, Anthony Seibold leaping out of his chair in excitement. We've just seen a shot of Todd Payton up in the Cowboys coach's box. He looks like he's about to cry. Get him some Kleenex.
He looks like a stunned mullet, and so he should be. I mean, this has just been dominant by Manly to start the match. They've had pretty much 90% of the ball as well, and they're just not giving the Cowboys a sniff at the moment.
So 16-0. Another restart by North Queensland. They just cannot get their hands on the ball. Manly have scored the last 2 tries without North Queensland touching the footy. This is absolute dominance at the moment. And Takauho's been strong to start his career as a Manly Seagull. He's tackled by Sam McIntyre on his own 10. It comes to Paseka. A little bit of footwork at the line there. They're a formidable front row combination, these two, aren't they? Takauho and Paseka, both very big men and both with good footwork. Oh, Jake Trebojevic. He's been running with a bit of vigour tonight, Jake. He got whacked that time on his own 20. Picked up by Jazz Tavanga. Here goes Ben Trebojevic. They're making yardies wherever they go here. They're up past the 30-metre line. And the Cowboys are very meek in their defence. They're not getting off the line and putting any pressure on at all as Luke Brooks kicks off the left boot. This one, a low trajectory kick that bounces several times before arriving at Braden Burns, and he's put down in the tackle of Jazz Tavanga. And Jake Trebojevic just short of his own 30-metre line. 16-0, Manly leading North Queensland. We've had 12.5 minutes to play. There's a stat, Josh. 87% of the ball in favour of Manly, and they've completed 8 of 8.
And the Cowboys have had 1 set and completed that. And you can see the energy in the defence. As we see a little break here, the energy in the defence of Manly to start that set, they had really good line speed because they haven't had to use much energy.
So Dearden linking in here with his halfback Duffy. Now McIntyre, who I know has caught the eye of the Queensland Origin coach Billy Slater in the last 12 months. He would be a bolter, but Billy likes what he sees. Now Duffy kicking up high across the ground towards Lehigh Hopewade. He takes it under very little pressure, really. But he's jammed in that corner as Braden Burns makes the tackle along with Viliami Valea. And Manly have the job of working it off their own line now with a 16-0 lead thanks to BP. It's Tolu Kola, not quite at his own 10-metre line. Tackled by McLean, picked up by Brooks, and away now to Ruben Garrick. He's tackled around the waist, 15 metres out from his own line. McIntyre, the defender, again, he's got through a ton of defensive work here. And now Lehigh Hopewade back in the middle of the ground looking for more work. Picks up 7 metres or so. Jazz Tavanga at acting half. Here's Turbo. He loves that run to get them from play 4 through to play 5. And that's a great run by Trebojevic. Wins 15 metres for his team and gives Luke Brooks an eternity to do the kicking down the left-hand channel again. It's aimed towards Braden Burns' side of the ground. He takes it on the full inside his own 20, and he's confronted by some venomous defence. Ben Trebojevic goes whack around the ball.
Yeah, that was a great set there from Manly, and it was mainly the outside backs. They just powered up the centre of the field and just made the Cowboys forwards tackle them, get some fatigue in them. Luke Brooks has done a lot of the kicking, and we know how good a kicker Daly Cherry Evans is. I think they're trying to set something up here. I think they're going to get Cherry Evans looking up and trying to get the winger caught up short and then attempt a 40-20 at some stage.
Here's Jackson Purdue, this impressive youngster playing out in the centres to start the year for North Queensland. He's played fullback, he's played in the halves, but he's a player with enormous potential and a big future in the game. Last play, Duffy now. Geez, do you reckon he's enjoying his start in the NRL? My goodness. And now his high kick there is diffused by Tom Trebojevic under a little bit of kick pressure. He plays it back on his own 20-metre line. Cherry Evans sends it away now to Garrick, who runs towards the middle of the ground where he's tackled by Bateman, along with Jordan McLean. 15 minutes of play gone. Manly 16, Cowboys 0 for BP. And now Lehigh Hopewate once again. Out past his 30, almost in the centre of the field, just left of centre. Now Luke Brooks takes on the defence. Oh, good tackle. Layer. Launched in around the waist. Oh, he dropped that. 6 more tackles. What for? He dropped the ball.
He went for a second attempt as he was getting up. That's what I can see there.
Gee, all right. Well, it looked like he just dropped the coal to me, but the referee doesn't agree. 6 more tackles on play 5. The ultimate coach killer. It's with Paseka now. Gee, there's some ragged-looking Cowboys out there. All they've done is tackle since the game started. Brooks out the back, Turbo joining in. Vallejo with an important tackle. He was trying to link up with his outside man there, but Trebojevic has stopped 19 metres out from North Queensland's line. It goes to Luke Brooks now. Jake Trebojevic straightening the attack, goes into the defensive line where McLean's waiting for him. He's 12 metres away, pretty much in the middle of 4 Pines Brookie. Jazz Tavanga from dummy half. Now Brooks. Now the 2. Trebojevic done it again.
I think he's called it forward here.
Is it forward?
I think he may have just called it forward.
Well, he tapped on the right-hand side of the ground to perfection. He tried the same thing on the left-hand side, and it was a fraction forward. Otherwise, it would have been 2 miraculous bits of play by Turbo.
Yeah, it went from Burbo to Turbo, and it's just gone forward there, but we can see that Manly have changed the way that they've attacked. They're starting to use their back rowers like they used to use Glenn Stewart as attacking threats, being able to ball play. I mean, they're both giant human beings, Ben Trebojevic and Amoli Olakawatu there. So there is a little bit of a change-up in the pre-season. You can see that they've worked on that, and they're trying to get it to work out there tonight.
So the Cowboys have dodged a bullet there, and it remains at 16-0. After earlier, Canterbury 28 defeated the Dragons 20. You heard all the action live from Cogra. What's it called? This Net Strata Jubilee. That's right. Yes. It'll always be Cogra in my eyes, J-Moz.
Yeah, same.
And played by McLean, just short of his 30-metre line. One-handed pick-up by Reece Robson, and links in with Sam McIntyre, who wins 10 metres, and he's stopped 11 short of the halfway. They can't get any speed in the play of the ball either. Manly is dominating in every aspect of this game. Out to Jeremiah Nane, his first touch of the ball, I reckon. 3 metres short of the halfway. It comes back now to Tom Duffy. He's got a boot on him. He's absolutely whacked that kick high and long, where it's taken by Hopowato in his own 10. He comes running back, he brushes off Bateman. And he beat McIntyre as well, and he's tackled 23 out from his own line. We're almost in the middle of the ground. It comes to Tolu Kola this time. Out past the 30 and stopped in the tackle of Duffy. Picked up by Brooks, speared away to Cherry Evans. Oh, he had to fall over to catch that. It wasn't a great pass from the firebait to the halfback. And Manly a little slow on this set to get anything going. Trying to work it up. Oh, that changed quick, didn't it? Taukeaho away to Jason Saab infield. See, he must be lost, Jason Saab. I've never seen him in the middle of the ground in my life. It goes to Turbo. Away to Cherry Evans. He tries to get one around the corner. It was knocked back. It's play on here. No, it's been called back. Talangi knocked the ball down. It looked like he knocked it back, and I think the referee wanted to call it a knock back initially. But he was given a tip by the touch judge. It was a knock on.
Yeah, I think it ends up getting knocked on, but that's what Siwa Takiaho does. He can ball play like that. He can offload. He's going to be a great addition to this Manly side.
I don't think there was a knock on.
Well, I think
he's facing backwards.
I think it drags back to their own goal line there, but no Saab there. He was trying to get the ball to Ruben Garrick on the wing, but no doubt they'll have some sort of attacking play off this scrum as we see Ruben Garrick feeding the scrum. So they've got something coming on. Yeah,
they've got some extra tricks this year, no doubt. I've never seen Jason Saab in field like that. Not penalty.
The buzzer hasn't gone off. He only got 5 in the scrum.
Oh, dear. Seriously?
The siren
5 in the scrum?
5 in the scrum. You don't even have a scrum pack.
Oh, they're stunned. They are stunned, the Cowboys.
They can't even count.
They can't even pack a scrum properly.
They can't get. They've gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So Manly got the ball back. They're 10 metres away. They're totally out of this game at the moment, North Queensland. He goes to Cherry Evans. Flick pass. Olakawatu back on the angle. Trying to hold McLean off. He's got the ball in one. It's like an apple. Look at the size of this bloke. 3 metres away from North Queensland's line. You want to be on him to score again here, Manly. They lead 16-0. There's 19.5 minutes gone. Cherry Evans, Luke Brooks inside. Ben Trebojevic. Tackled by Reece Robson. Cotter over there. So too Bateman. 6 metres short to the left-hand side of the post. Tavanga's going to put his head down and have a dash, and he lost the ball.
Lost ball.
Yeah, that's a bit of a let-off there. He won't be happy with that, Jazz Tavanga. And they looked dangerous again there. They looked like they were trying to get at Duffy again there with Ben Trebojevic. And he's just ducked out to the left there, and just a bit of a loose carry. I think there may have been a Cowboy arm in there, but a bit of a loose carry, and that relieves the pressure there for the Cowboys. 20 minutes remaining on the Tooheys clock.
There'll be a few. Oh, actually, there's going to sort of be a few Tooheys at 4 points for Brookie, but you'd have to smuggle it in if you wanted a Toohey. And hey, we're not condoning that,
no,
but it's a good beer. Here's Talangi. He's out to the 20-metre line. Tackled by Jason Saab. He's got the dreadlocks. Are they the cornrows or the dreadlocks? Do you know? Is there a difference?
Yeah, mate. If I had hair, that much hair, I probably still wouldn't do it.
In fact, Josh and I were just talking. Oh, intercept! Cherry Evans as the ball was trying to be spread to the left-hand side. He just plucked it out of nowhere. Goodness gracious!
They just can't get out of their own half at the moment.
Well, they can't do anything wrong, Manly. See why Taukeiaho picks it up. Gives it away to Olakawatu. Cherry Evans, honestly, he caught that like he was in the slips. Picked up by Tavanga. Flat pass now, Jake Trebojevic onto Taniela Paseka.
I didn't think he could get bigger.
Paseka? He's a giant man, isn't he? Here's Brooks, first receiver. Left foot step, takes them on. He beat the first tackler, but Bateman got across to save the day. It was Drinkwater up in the main line. Played to Tavanga. Spiral pass, Jake Trebojevic. Daly Cherry Evans kicks in behind. Garrick's trying to get through. I reckon he was taken out. This might be 10 in the bin.
Well, one drop out.
No,
or it might be nothing.
I think the proximity of Drinkwater there.
Oh, it's not even a penalty.
Nah.
All right. Well, I'm happy to go. Look at that. Well, you know what? Reece Robson passed it straight to him on the Harvey Norman replay.
He's probably made 30 tackles already, the poor bloke. He's just trying to offload the footy.
And again, we're just having a look at the replay with Garrick trying to get through. I think that's all right.
I think Drinkwater's there.
Yeah.
Make sure we stay on side here, guys.
And Cherry Evans was happy enough with the call as well. So it remains 16-0. Restart here, bounces up Ethan Bullimore. Fresh legs for the Seagulls. And he goes good, Ethan Bullimore. He's got great leg speed, generates plenty of momentum through the middle of the ground. It was a shocking... Oh, Justavunga dropped another one. Went backwards. Play on.
Yeah, he got away with that one.
Jake Trebojevic. Inside the 20. Pretty much in the middle of the ground. It's 16-0 for BP. Manly over the Cowboys. 6 again.
They're just holding on here.
They can't hold on for much longer. Jake Trebojevic, first receiver. Out now to Luke Brooks. Has a look at his options. It goes to Kohler. Ankle tap. Try-saving effort. It was Burns who came sprinting in from the wing. For how long has he saved the try is the question. Brooks now looks up, looking for an opening. Turns it underneath. It's with Taniela Paseka. 6 metres short. Robson, he's just a pool of sweat, Reece Robson. Honestly, some of these Cowboys can hardly pick their legs up at the moment. Tavanga, Brooks, shows, goes. It's another 6 again. Fair think of this as an avalanche.
They were well offside there. They had to give that.
Tavanga for Cherry. All they have to do is control the ball for 5 tackles and they're certain to score. Jake Trebojevic is 4 metres away. He's tackled there by one of the replacements on the ground. That's Harrison Edwards. They come to the right-hand edge. Brooks takes them on again. Purdue with a good tackle along with Dearden. They've survived 3 plays on this most recent set. 5 metres short again, Manly. Tavanga away to Taniela Paseka. Left foot step as he gets to Griffin Neem, and then Edwards wraps him up as well. Look, they haven't thrown much at them so far on this set, Manly. Jazz Tavanga picks it up on the right-hand side. Cherry Evans on a Kawasi. Great tackle. Dearden around the bootlaces. Oh, I thought he was going to restart the tackle count again. Brooks with a kick to the in-goal. Griffin Neem gets back there to dive on the ball, but guess what? He's gone!
And they get another repeat set there. It was a nice little kick in there. But the weight of possession is really telling. We're going to a replay here. They're checking the contact on Daly Cherry Evans, but I think it's fine. I think Griffin Neem is well within reach of the ball there. So I think we'll just see a line drop as we look at the replay here. It looks like is it Jordan McLean there or John Bateman?
The actions of Harrison
It's
Edwards.
Harrison Edwards.
It's a deliberate action to grab Daly Cherry Evans. This is a penalty.
He's not going to get there.
Ruling out a penalty try.
Well, it's a goal line drop it anyway, so it's kind of the same thing.
And a sin I don't believe it's try scoring due to the Cowboys.
Well, they've ruled out. He's ruled out a sin because it wasn't a try scoring opportunity.
Yeah, I think they've got to go left here. I think they've had a fair few cracks at the right, and they seem to have a bit more confidence. They need to go left and start attacking the young halfback Duffy here.
Do you know what? 16-0. The way this game, it could be 24-30-0 by now.
It could easily be. They've probably
They're going to take the shot at goal.
Kohler got brought down short. If he finds a pass to Hopewadi, they go in. There was the bat to Tommy Turbo that went forward. That was going to be a try. So
there's your 30-0.
Oh, if you're the Cowboys, you're going, oh, thank God they took the two, because they need this break. At the moment, it's 75% possession to Manly. It's been a very dominant 25 minutes to start this match.
76-24, the possession split. Time in possession. 11 minutes 30 for Manly, 3 minutes 20 for North Queensland. They completed 15 of 17 against 4 of 5. I've never seen it so lopsided, I don't think, in any game. An incredible start, and Manly have been pretty much flawless.
You have a look at the tackles made as well. Cowboys have made 140, Manly 54.
Yeah. So it's 16-0, about to be 18-0 for the moment, but at the back end of this game, when the fatigue catches up, might be a very different scenario. Ruben Garrick knocks it over. It's 18-0 after 25 minutes of play on the BP scoreboard.
We may see a cramp in the first half.
Yeah. Anyone got some pickle juice? 4 Pines pickle juice.
Because I bet you Reece Robson's made about 20 or 30 tackles already. And we're only 25 minutes in. It has been a dominant start by Manly.
Look, I'm a real admirer of Manly. They were the team that everyone loved to hate going back all those years. I think the Trebojeviches have certainly changed that. But they've got to the finals, but they seem to have just lacked a bit of X-factor punch to knock over the big guns in the competition. I can't really put my finger on what's been missing, Josh.
Oh, well, I think Tommy has been. I think, he's had
he has been there, and they still haven't been able to beat them.
I think he's had his injury concerns. If he stays fit the whole year, they're a big chance.
Yeah. Well, they're absolute quality. And look, maybe Anthony Seibold's twigged in the off-season, like we've been seeing, that there's some different stuff that they're throwing at oppositions now, particularly with those back rowers trying to be a little bit more creative. So maybe that's something he's acknowledged as well. Toff Sipley's out on the ground now. 8 metres from the halfway. It's Manly 18. Cowboys now. Turbo's through. Straight through the middle of the defence. Bullimore on the back up. Is he going to get there? Yes, he does. A break from absolutely nothing. Tom Trebojevic just cuts straight through the middle of North Queensland's defence and makes it 22-0 with a kick to come from right in front. You know what? You can stop the fight. They could win by 100.
And you can see on the Harvey Norman replay here, it's just fatigue. It's fatigue in the Cowboys. Tommy Turbo gets the ball here. He's 45 metres out and just gets it and goes, I'm just going to run straight through you here. Goes straight through Robson, straight through Nanai. Two of their most experienced players, rep players, gets to the fullback, gets to Bullimore, who still had a little bit of work to do, but was too strong. Close to the line, he dragged one over and he gets himself a try. He hasn't been on the field for very long, Bullimore, but he gets himself a try right under the goalpost as well. So they'll go up by another 2 here. 24-0 it will be, and there's still 12 minutes remaining on the Tooheys clock.
Man. Well, that was a break purely based on fatigue. They just couldn't raise an effort to get a hand on Turbo.
Well, he went through two of their best players last year.
From right in front, Ruben Garrick. Dink, 24, Blotsky. As he kicks it up into the Bob Fulton stand. 12 minutes, 20 left in the first half on the Tooheys clock. And it's 24-0. Manly leading the Cowboys thanks to BP. 28-20. Canterbury over the Dragons. And, of course, tomorrow on the continuous call team, you'll hear that clash coming to you from Amy Park, the the 4 o'clock game as Melbourne look to continue this unprecedented record of winning in the first round. What's it up to now? Is he looking for 23 in a row?
23, I think.
Up against Manly, who are up against Parramatta, who are despised outsiders with no Mitch Moses. So we'll hear all of that here on the continuous call team. The resumption, Manly have it, and Sipley plays on his own 10. It comes to Bullimore, working through the middle. Bateman's there, so too's young Duffy. Oh, Turbo, his class has been all over the start of this game. A couple of beautiful try assists, and that time he's cut through with a clean line break to send Bullimore over. What a player he is. 25 metres away from their own line, played by Ben Trebojevic. Daly Cherry Evans, early pass to Ola Kawadu to attack the defence. Nane gets in there to make the tackle, and that's also Jackson Purdue. Fourth play for Manly, Sipley again, running hard and direct, and there's Cohen Hess. He's out on the ground after missing all of last year. And he hasn't got any small, let me tell you. Brooks now has stopped 3 metres from the halfway. Last play coming up. Sipley into, Tavunga into dummy half. Cherry Evans back to Turbo. They're going to run it. Turbo looks for a gap. He nearly got through. He got ankle tapped. Then he throws a pass out the back. It's still alive. Ola Kawadu plays tunnel ball with it. Ruben Garrick now kicks down the right-hand edge and back there and awake to the threat. It's Drinkwater. Have we called his name yet?
I think that might be the first or second time he's touched the ball, yeah.
Apart from when Lehigh Hopewade was jumping over the top of him.
But you look at this. The Manly have energy. They are just flying into this Cowboys side. They are bunched. You could throw a blanket over them, and they've just got to try and get up the other end and get a repeat set and try and get some possession because it is far outweighing them at the moment. As we see an offload here by Bateman.
Oh, I thought he lost it. It was an offload that fortunately for him went backwards, and then Cohen Hess came through to mop it up. He's up on the halfway. 4 tackles gone. Robson looked left, but he plays right away. This
Harrison Edwards.
This lad, Harrison Edwards, he provides a bit of utility value. He plays back row. I think he's playing in the front row, maybe playing at lock tonight. High kick off the boot of Duffy. Taken comfortably at the back by Turbo, and Braden Burns is waiting for him to hit the ground and wraps him up 12 metres out from his own line. Manly 24, Cowboys 0, 10 before half-time on the BP scoreboard.
And as we see here, the outside backs for Manly, they're doing a great job of getting out of their own half. The Cowboys are muffled up on that one, but they've just got to keep winning back-to-back tackles. They just lose the tackle like this one. They get their nose through, and they get a quick play of the ball. That should have been a penalty,
it is a penalty.
And straight away, they march the Manly side back up the field. You've got to feel for Reece Robson here.
Yeah.
He looks pooped already.
Oh, I think he's pooped. I think there's a few of them that are pooped. Let's head to the player stats here. Let's have a look at some of the tackle counts for these North Queensland players. Trying to find the right page here. It's not easy to find this stuff when you're live on it. Here we go. Tackles made. 21 McIntyre, 17 Robson, 18 Bateman, 18 Cotter. Like they're big tackle counts with 10 minutes to go until half time. Cherry Evans set play from the restart. Saab down the sideline. Oh, it was a shocking ball. It was forward and it was intercepted by Tom Dearden. And what looked to be a promising little bit of trickery.
That's a Jim Dimmick special, that one. We used to run that one at the Bulldogs. You'd catch the winger coming in off their wing and get them straight away. And they did get them, but they just couldn't execute. That was a horrible pass.
Awesome. Just run. When you're that fast, just run. Forget passing. Meanwhile, the Cowboys have got a penalty. And I think I can hear the sigh of relief from Four Pines Brookie. And Duffy in no hurry to kick this ball to the side. Is that a stun-looking coach's box if you've ever seen one?
I think so.
18 missed tackles to North Queensland against 2 for Manly. Every possible statistical category is... Oh, no, this is a problem.
No,
this is a spear tackle.
That's Kohler there.
He's getting out of the bin.
I think he might. He's just got in between the legs of him and just tipped him over.
Why did he do that? Like the tackle was finished. He's put his hand between his legs and picked it up. He's in trouble.
He'll go on report.
I reckon I think he's gone to the bin.
I think the fact that his elbow touched the ground first, he'll go on report. I think the match review committee will.
Okay, well, he hasn't gone to the sin bin.
Well, they're just getting everything go their way at the moment, man.
I'm thinking last year that's just almost an automatic sin bin. So
there we go. He's on report.
Yeah, so perhaps the referee is being a little bit, exercising a little bit of discretion. Played now 11 metres away from Manly's line. It comes to Dearden, and he brings Griffin Neame back on the angle. He's wrapped up by Jake Trebojevic. 7 metres from the Manly line. Can the Cowboys jag one here? Bateman breaks out of the tackle to Ben Trebojevic. He looks fit, John Bateman. I know he hasn't been there for very long. I think he didn't get there till after the new year, John Bateman, but he's going to be a critical player for them with Helam Lukey gone for the season. Ball goes through the halves. Oh, no. Fair dinker. Tom Dearden, short to Jeremiah Nane. I don't even know if he got a hand on that before he knocked it on.
Yeah, it's just the communication there. When you're tired, it's just not there, and then you come up with plays like that. That play wasn't on. He hit the ball short, right into the line, put the pressure on him, and they just came up with the error there and just let Manly come away with it now with Lehigh Hopewadi taking it 20 metres out from his own line now. As we see Jake Simpkin come on now for Jazz Tavanga.
It was a transfer from the West Tigers, of course, previously Jake Simpkin. Manly 24, Cowboys 0. 7 minutes until half-time. Shocking pass. A little scrappy the last few minutes here, but Jake Trebojevic has got the ball back before anything by way of a knock-on. Inside pass from Daly Cherry Evans away to Hamoli Olakawatu. He muscles his way up to the 40-metre line. They can't put him on the ground so he can play it quickly. Oh, Robson wasn't square. That's dumb. Oh. Gee, from an origin hooker, that's dumb. He was never, ever square, and he's given away a fifth tackle penalty.
Yeah, that's just poor discipline there from one of their leaders.
No, because it's a mark. If the discipline doesn't improve, okay, I've just spoken to you down there.
There we go.
You know what's coming next, okay? It needs
what's coming next, ref? I bet it doesn't.
I just love how Daly Cherry Evans is standing right there listening to that conversation, so the next time they get a penalty, he goes, you said the next time they get one, they're going.
100%. I love the warning. You know what happens next time.
Yeah.
It's a big kick for the sideline. 6.5 until the break. The hill, it's just a great side. Look, suburban grounds.
Oh, we've just been treated to 2 in a row.
Yeah, it's great. The game is in such a good state, and the crowd numbers have never been better. Last year they were off the charts, and wonderful start to season 2025. Four Pines, Brookie looks a picture. Cherry Evans goes to Luke Brooks. Show and go. He got tackled strongly. He's made some good tackles, actually, the little halfback Tom Duffy. Well, that should be a penalty. Bateman broke from marker and gets in the way.
Bateman's knocked that on into Lehigh Hopewadi. They should have got the ball back
I'm
there.
sure he wasn't onside at marker anyway, but anyway, the referees let it go. I think that might be a lucky call in favour of the Cowboys, who have had nothing go their way until this stage of the game. Here's Braden Burns.
I've been impressed with Luke Brooks to start this game as well. I think he's running at will at the moment.
I did not.
He's just taking his opportunities when he can. But we see a penalty, finally a penalty, relieving penalty here for the Cowboys to get down the other end. And we need to see something here. Tom Dearden, he needs to get his troops around the park and come up with something. They need to score a try before half-time if they want to get back into this contest.
Even for a little bit of energy or some optimism at least. Reece Robson spirals it away to Dearden, first receiver. And it comes away to the left-hand edge where Harrison Edwards is waiting. 20 metres away, tackled by Ethan Bullimore. At first receiver, Duffy plays short to Griffin Neame. Gets wrapped up ball and all by Ben Trebojevic. How impressive has Ben Trebojevic been? 6 more. So things levelling up a little bit by way of possession, although it's still a huge gulf in favour of Manly. Drinkwater throws a pass out the back to Murray Talangi, which misses his mark and threatened to go over the sideline, but he gets back and he's able to get the ball before it tumbles over onto the hill.
They had
the pass from dummy half goes through Dearden's hand. Have they trained at all? Have you met each other before? It's like they've never even seen each other.
If they'd executed on that left side, that Drinkwater pass finds its mark, they score.
Duffy, Dearden now, and Bateman joining, and I reckon a Cowboy knocked over one of the Manly defenders, but they're unable to get through the line. Trish on the text says, can you confirm the score, because the NRL app has 22-0. It's 24-0, I can tell you, Trish. There must be gremlins in the NRL. Maybe Vladimir Putin's hacked into the NRL website. I know he's a big Manly fan. 4 metres away, Cohen Hess in line with the left-hand post. It's the fourth play. Come on, Cowboys. Duffy with a putt. Oh, my goodness. He went for the speculator over the top, and it was about a metre over Murray Talangi's head.
Yeah, as we spoke about earlier, in that set, Scott Drinkwater, he had a 3-on-2. And all he had to do was hit his winger on the chest. Saab was out of position. And then they went back there again. He rushed up past his centre there at Garrick, but they just couldn't execute the pass. Goes over the sideline, and their best chance of the first half goes begging.
Trish is back saying, I believe the NRL app's missed the last conversion. Can you please contact the NRL app people to update? Could you
No
go
worries,
to
I'll
just ring them now?
I'll text Andrew update.
You go outside and do that, and I'll call the go. Can we make sure we ring the NRL app people, please? It's very important. It goes away now to Hopawate. 3 minutes until half time. It's Manly 24, North Queensland 0. I'm telling you, it's Putin. Here's Simpkin with a dash down the left-hand edge. That was a good run. Fast played the ball as well. And now, how good's Ethan Bullimore been off the pitch?
He brings some energy, doesn't he?
Picked up by Simpkin now. They're just making as many metres as they want at the moment. It comes to Brooks, and he's wrapped up by Bateman. 9 metres over the halfway. 10 metres in from the western touchline. Cherry Evans kicks high. Here comes Turbo. It's Turbo versus Drinkwater. They fly. Turbo wins the battle. Then Kohler's got it back off the Turbo offer. The kick to the in-goal. Dearden's going to scurry back to the field of play. He's such a competitor. And he gets back. He gets whacked for his trouble, but he saved the day here.
He's come across from the other side of the field to get there as well. The skipper's leading by example there.
And now Viliami Valea, they just cannot wait to get to the sheds for half-time, this Cowboys team. But Manly are going to make them earn the rest because Talangi, good run. Busted the first line of defence. That was Bullimore who he left behind. He got wrapped up by his Queensland Origin teammate Cherry Evans, and now Cohen Hess goes for a gallop through the centre of the ground. Wrapped up all in all by Ben Trebojevic, and Jake was in there to help out. Now Robson with his first run of the game. Look, I know the scoreboard doesn't reflect it, but they've actually been a little bit more competitive in the last 5 or so minutes, except some of their execution has been shocking. A couple of their passes have been awful. Yeah,
it's almost like the last 10 minutes they've settled into the game finally and managed to stem the scoreboard flow, but we've still got another minute and a half on the Tooheys clock, so can Manly get another one before half-time?
His Saab. Wrapped up by Cohen Hess on his own 30-metre line, just right of centre field. Comes away to Ruben Garrick. And he's taken around the legs. Consecutive tackles by big Cohen Hess. Simpkin from dummy half. Jake Trebojevic now out to Brooks. Tom Trebojevic on to Kohler. Now Hopawate. Gee, they're looking to move the ball at every opportunity, aren't they, man? They're full of confidence. Yeah, it's good to watch. They're clearly thriving with confidence. Played on tackle number 4 by Lehigh Hopawate, who's got a remarkably similar haircut actually to Tolu Kohler. Don't know, Josh. I reckon they go to the same bar. There must be a 2-for-1 special going down there at DY somewhere.
Oh, he's got the rat's tail, Kohler. So.
Oh, well, that's no good, the rat's tail. Here's Brooks. Last play. Towering bomb. Drinkwater underneath it. Takes it comfortably. No one surrounding him, and he runs back to be tackled just outside his 10. So 45 seconds left in the half. And Jackson Purdue runs past the 20, stopped by Daly Cherry Evans, and played it very quickly now. Dearden out past the 30-metre line, just left of centre field. This is Harrison Edwards again. And the Cowboys will be happy to bring this set to a conclusion and go and get some water into them and some oxygen into their lungs after the most magnificent first 40 minutes of the season for Manly. They've been absolutely flawless. Dearden goes to the line. Another ball's been left behind here. I think it took a hand to Cherry Evans. The siren's about to go anyway, so this will be the last play of the first half. Drinkwater keeps it alive. Bateman's going to put a kick up. He kicks out wide for Burns, who makes a contest of it alongside Lehigh Hopawate, but knocks it on. But that is half-time. And you can hear from the ovation from the punters at 4 Pines Brookvale, the Seagulls are putting on a show. Manly 24, North Queensland 0 at half-time on Saturday Night Football on the continuous call team. We'll take a break. We'll come back and have a look back at the first half and get Josh's thoughts on what might happen for the rest of this game. The text line is open, 0460 873 873. Manly 24, Cowboys 0 on the continuous call.
Now down to the post-MAC press conference with Lions coach Chris Fagan.
Chris, tell us how the Happy Meal went tonight.
My grandson didn't get a Brisbane bear hit this time, so we better collect all 18.
The AFL Happy Meal is here. The season starts at Macca's. T's and C's apply.
The Boss's Treat Coffee Run.
Hey, let's see then.
The perfect time to head to bizcover.com.au and check out a whole range of business insurance options for your shop.
Loading retailer.
Because only BizCover lets you compare, save, and get instant cover online, on the go, in minutes.
$300 saving? Oh, 4 large caps and a chocolate cake, please.
Check how much a retailer like you could save on your business insurance. For on-the-go cover...
Go BizCover.
G'day, Ray Hatley here for Bryden's Lawyers. Have you suffered an injury from a slip and a fall in a shopping centre, public place or private property? Bryden's Lawyers are here to protect your rights and recover the compensation you deserve. For a risk-free, no-obligation assessment of that claim, contact Bryden's Lawyers today on 1800 848 848 or go to the website brydens.com.au. Don't delay, strict time limits do apply. Bryden's Lawyers, who helps you in your time of need? We do.
We need a good retirement plan.
Let's go to Blake, who went to Pretzel. He's passionate about personal financial plans.
When it comes to retirement planning, it is personal. Visit pretzelwealth.com.au for your complimentary consultation today. AFSL 238429.
How do you feel? From the start to the crew to the band and you, the song remains the same. How do you feel when the last note plays and you hear its final call? How do you feel? How do you feel? I feel like a two-ease. Feel like a two-ease. I feel like a two-ease.
Tui's and June Rats, making pubs rock again.
You're listening to the Continuous Call Team, proudly brought to you by Macca's Surprise Fries. Play for a 1 in 3 chance to win millions of prizes.
17 short, right in line with the black dot. It comes to Jake Trebojevic, then Cherry Evans fires it out the back to Olakau'atu. Over for a try. The rampaging back rower caught them all napping. 10 metres away, Cherry Evans, Olakau'atu, Trebojevic. Oh, that was a tap on and it was a piece of perfect attacking football from Tom Trebojevic. The ball was in and out in a flash and they've got 2 tries. Hopoate is getting through and pressuring Drinkwater. He's up above the patch, catches it, gives it back to Ben Trebojevic. They've got another try. Even Anthony Seibold can't believe what he just seen. Turbo through. Straight through the middle of the defence. Bullimore on the back up. Is he going to get there? Yes, he does. A break from absolutely nothing. Tom Trebojevic just cut straight through the middle of North Queensland's defence.
Across Australia, this is the Continuous Call Team.
It's the Seagulls soaring against the calamitous Cowboys on Saturday night footy. Most people tipping Manly to win at home, but Josh Morris, I don't think anybody expected an avalanche like we've seen so far. Manly 24, North Queensland blot.
Oh, I don't think anyone expected to start like that. That was unbelievable, and we can still see the possession rate. It's 65% Manly's way. For the Cowboys, it's been their ill discipline. They've had 4 errors, 7 penalties conceded, 3 6-agains. They've made 211 tackles to Manly's 108. Like, they are going to be so fatigued the back end of this match, which is danger signs because it's already 24-0. I mean, it was a dominant performance from Manly. We saw Luke Brooks, he was running at will. He was carving them apart. We saw the ball get to Olakau'atu. He steamrolled him for the first try. Came up with a nice play to Tommy Turbo out the back, who iced it for their second. Then they kicked it in the air. Lehigh Hopoate, only one chasing, jumps over Drinkwater, then finds Ben Trebojevic. Like, it was one of the fastest starts I've seen. And I said that the Cowboys, if they want to win at 4 points, they needed to start. They didn't come out of the sheds until about the 25th minute.
Yeah.
It was just such a dominant performance, and it's going to tell very early on in this second half as well how much of a toll it's going to take.
We're just getting some vision inside the Manly sheds, and Tom Trebojevic is getting his calves massaged. I don't think there's any issue there. Just trying to keep himself warm. But one thing that's been noticeable about Turbo in particular, I know he's been managing injury for quite a while, the last couple of seasons anyway, and he was doing his best towards the back end of last year. He was nowhere near fit, but he's got that real spring back tonight. Oh,
he's grabbed the ball, and when he's at his best on that play 4, he gets the ball and just takes on the line, and we've seen him go through twice already, just bust through the line. And that's another thing. Manly have 5 line breaks to the Cowboys 0. They just look a little bit disjointed, the Cowboys, and can you blame them? Like, they've barely touched the ball, and when they've got it, they're too tired to do anything with it. There's no communication. They look flat, and they've just tried to attack a couple of times. They had one real decent opportunity, and they just didn't find the pass, and then they went back there again, and the pass went over the sideline. So they are struggling. They just need to get back in. They need to get at least even share of possession in this second half and try and come up with the first try to get themselves back into the contest, or it could be a very, very long night for them.
I just noticed something in many, many years calling the footy. I'd never realised how big the Manly sheds are and how small the opposition sheds are. It's like Tom Payton's talking to his team in a Portaloo.
Yeah, I've been in the Manly dressing sheds and I've been in our ones, and they are a little bit smaller, but they do have those pillars in the way. So if you're not careful, you bump your head in.
Well, that's why they've got the foam.
Yeah, the foam's there.
Could you imagine if someone got knocked out running out of the sheds?
Look, the time that I started playing first grade to the time that I finished, these ones are a massive improvement on what they used to be. Oh, they were horrible. They were tiny. You'd have all 3 grades through them. You'd have no hot water playing first grade. It was torture. You just wanted to get out of there and hopefully with a win, but more often than not, back in those days, they were the dominant side. So, but I've got to say, I've really liked the way that Manly have attacked, and we've seen it different ways, like we've seen right now through their back rowers. They've been able to have a couple of plays where they've been out in the centres or they've been able to ball play, and it looks like it's a different tactic for the Manly side this year, and it was one that worked so well for them when they had the likes of Glenn Stewart there back in the 2000s and 2010s when they won those premierships.
Great news. Trish says the NRL must have been listening to 2GB because the app was updated immediately after your comments. 2GB1 NRL app nil. That's the kind of power that Josh Morris has, Trish.
I did text Andrew and say, listen, mate, fix the app up.
Yeah.
Would you?
And while you're there, watch out for Russian hackers. And remember back in 2022, says Tommy, Cowboys were down 26-12 at 4 Pines and came back to win 28-26. I don't see it happening tonight.
Well, that would be a far better comeback tonight.
Oh, it would be a remarkable turnaround.
They look like they're already on the canvas.
24-0 Manly over the Cowboys. Continuous call team brought to you by our great friends at Macca's. And don't forget the Macca's Surprise Fries. Play for a 1 in 3 chance to win millions of prizes. So the Surprise Fries, that's the sort of seasoning stuff that you put on them, isn't it? And give them a shake them up. I know they got the Vegemite seasoning as one of them.
Ooh, yeah, I'll give that a wide berth.
I've heard it's good. Hey, it's from Macca's. Why wouldn't it be?
Well, yeah, we love our Macca's.
We'll be back with the second half on the continuous call.
You ready to hit the golf course in style? You know it, big man. If you love golf, we've got everything you need to look and play your best. At Lowe's. I love golf, and I'm loving the brand new golf range at Lowe's. There's quick-dry polos starting at just $40. And flexi-waist golf shorts for only $50. So get your game on, safely catch for the 19th hole, and look sharp while you're at it. Don't miss the exclusive Cougars golf range available in-store and online at Lowe's.
Catch Life and Technology with Charlie Brown every Saturday morning from 8, or download the latest Life and Technology episodes on your favourite podcast platform. Life and Technology, brought to you by Harvey Norman. Shop in-store or online today.
The Workside Portaloo. Okay. What better place to head to bizcover.com.au and check out all the ways you could be saving money on your business insurance.
Electrician.
Like your public liability. Because only BizCover lets you compare, save, and get instant cover online, on the go, in minutes.
I can save $400. Oh, woohoo!
You all right, Brad? Check how much a tradie like you could save on your business insurance. For on-the-go cover,
go BizCover.
Take home a win at Dan Murphy's, even if your team doesn't. Great Northern Super Crisp Lager, 375ml cans, 30 block, just $55 for My Dan's members. End Sunday, choose to drink wise. T's and C's apply.
Nature Bee is bringing the energy this March Madness with free bee offers. Get your buzz with Power Pollen, packed with essential nutrients to help you keep energised all day. If you purchase a 2-month supply for just $79.90 plus delivery, you'll receive another month free. Or go really big with a 6-month supply for just $160 plus delivery, and that's right, you'll receive the 7th month free. Everyone's a winner with these free bees.
You're listening to the Continuous Call Team on 2GB. Thanks to Macca's, Harvey Norman, Lowe's, Bryden's Lawyers, Tui's, BP and Glencore Mining.
Manly 24, Cowboys 0, second half, not too far away. Josh, I've made a little mistake with my fries references here with Macca's. So the surprise fries, that's the competition with the you get your fries and you get your little barcode. You can scan it on the app or something like that and go into the draw to win. I think it's $1 million prizes.
We might have to check it out on the way home.
Don't tempt me. I've got a rubber arm when it comes to Macca's. But then there's the shaker fries. That's the ones I was thinking about. So surprise fries and shaker fries. Very important you don't mix them up. But you should definitely, if you go into Macca's, get involved with the Macca's surprise fries, because you can play for a 1 in 3 chance to win millions of prizes. And when Macca's say millions, they mean millions. Now, just on a serious note for a moment, Mark Levy did make mention of this earlier, and it's quite a serious story. More than 22 injured Australian Defence Force personnel have been transported to hospital after a serious collision between 2 army trucks near Lismore, in which one vehicle rolled over. 8 of the personnel were taken by ambulance to Lismore, Tweed, Ballina and Byron hospitals, with 16 other walking injured, driven by bus. Emergency crews have managed to release an officer who was trapped. It's understood there were 32 army personnel on the trucks, so 32 aboard the trucks overall, who travelled to the area to help with the Cyclone Alfred recovery efforts. The remaining uninjured are being kept under observation. The incident occurred around 5 p.m. today in an area just 9 kilometres southwest of Lismore. So a very serious incident there involving the Australian Defence Force personnel who have headed to that flood-ravaged area to try and help with the recovery efforts. And at the moment, I know Lismore is again being inundated by floods, so we send our very best wishes to anyone listening to us, or if you've got friends or family in the area, we send our thoughts to you, because it's just so unfair what's happening up there in the northern rivers of New South Wales. It seems whenever something like this happens, they get completely inundated and it upends people's lives. So 24-0, Manly and the Cowboys. Anthony says, how good is Four Pines Park? A sellout crowd, and the Potbellies are playing at halftime. I thought I recognised that song.
In the background. Don't hold back.
That'd have been big in the clubs back when you were doing your best work, Josh, wouldn't they? The Potbellies have been around, but if I remember, they must have been around for a while.
Yeah, they were probably 19, 20 when they were around.
19, 20?
No, I was 19 or 20.
Right. No, they're not that old.
Yeah, they are.
You're not even 40 yet, are you?
Not next year.
Oh, jeez, you look. Those grey hairs. Those grey hairs. You'll be going for the just.
No mirrors at your house,
well, you're
mate.
just for men involved in this
my
section
name's not
of the
Paul
show.
Gallen. I don't need a rinse.
Oh, does Gal rinse?
Does he? Gal's been a prolific rinser throughout his whole career.
He's a prolific rinser.
Jet Black.
We need to we'll play that back to him when he's on next. He's a prolific rinser. He's been called many things, but not that. Turbo, 2 try assists, 116 run metres, 4 tackle busts.
Yeah, you're just waiting for him to get on the scoreboard, aren't you?
Oh.
And when will he feature?
Look, I'll say this. He'll score 2 in the second half. How about that? I reckon Lehigh Hopewate.
That would be nice if they could go on with it. Well, you think if they do go on with it, their outside backs are just going to be lining up, aren't they?
You'd think so.
But look at that, the match stats, 68% possession to 32. That you very rarely see that. I mean, obviously the scoreboard reflects that, but that dominance, especially for a round 1 game.
All right, 24-0. Look, it looks like a big lead, and in the context of what we've seen, it absolutely is. But in the modern game, we know that scores can turn around quickly, so it's dependent upon the Cowboys getting off to the best possible start here. They're going to receive the ball. They're running towards the northern end of Four Pines Brookie in this second half. Back comes Griffin Neem to get us underway. And he's tackled strongly by Ben Trebojevic, 12 metres away from his own line. 10 metres in from the hillside of the ground. Here's Bateman. Ben Trebojevic in again around. He's been just about the best player on the ground, Ben Trebojevic. He's been absolutely outstanding. Away to Harrison Graham this time. Stopped by Simpkin, with assistance from Bullimore and Olakawatu in there as well. 3 players used. They're 25 away from their own line. Oh, juggle of the ball as it arrived in the grasp of Jeremiah Nane. But he held on to it and he plays it outside his 30. This is a better set by the Cowboys. Almost their best set of the game, to be honest. Here's Cohen Hess this time. He's able to play it quickly on play number 5. And they're up to the halfway. That gives the young halfback Duffy a chance to send one high in the air. Vallea's chasing after it, but Hopper-White. I'll tell you one thing he doesn't do, Josh. He doesn't make mistakes. He never makes errors.
That's a good thing for a young player to be that safe, because as a young player you can make errors, and as you develop as a first grader they tend to go, but he rarely makes one, and it's a very, very good sign early on for his career.
Now Jason Saab working through the middle of the ground, out past his 30-metre line. He was tackled by Nane, and now Olakau'atu, our first try scorer of tonight. 9 metres from the halfway, 12 metres in from the western side of Four Pines Brookie. Spiral pass from Simpkin to Jake Trebojevic, inside Ethan Bullimore. Hit strongly around the ribs there by Griffin. The Cowboys were calling for a lost ball in the tackle, but the referee didn't see it. Goes back for a Brooks clearing kick on play number 5, just on his own side of halfway. It's long and it's high, and it's taken by Braden Burns, who comes running back to be confronted by Ben Trebojevic again, and Kohler in there also. 24-0. Manly leading the Cowboys. A couple of minutes gone after half-time, and that is on the BP scoreboard. Get $5 off at the pump with BP rewards. They are brilliant.
Yeah, I'm still surprised that we haven't seen Daly Cherry Evans kick much this night. I mean, Luke Brooks has been the dominant kicker, and I'm not sure if there's a little hammy issue or some sort of issue with Cherry as to why he's not kicking, because we know how good a kicker he is.
Might just be the way that they've been deciding to attack down Brooks' side of the ground. He patrols that left-hand edge, of course, and Cherry Evans down the right. They get to play number 5 here, North Queensland, and Robson back for Duffy again. Sends a kick up in the air for Trebojevic to attack. He takes it comfortably again, high above the pack, and Bateman's waiting for him to hit the ground. Michael with the text says, tell JT to go put his boots on and give this team some direction. I think JT, look, as great a player as he is, he might have just been a little bit past it.
I don't think.
Did you see JT in Vegas?
Yeah, I did. I don't think he could save them right at the moment, although they've come out of this second half a lot better. They've come up with 2 good sets. That kick pinned them down inside their own 10, so at least they're making Manly earn their metres here in the start of this second half.
Geez, you were quick to change the subject about you and JT in Vegas. Here's Turbo, and now Kohler and Hopper-White trying to stretch out down the wing. He comes back infield, he turns Duffy inside out. Here's Turbo trying to bust into the clear. He gets wrapped up by Jackson Purdue. Last tackle.
Got to go right.
There's no Cowboys back there at all. If they go right, they're destined to score. Cherry Evans is going to kick it out wide. He's got Olakau'atu out there. He's got Saab there. Saab caught it, got it back. Garrett kicks towards the in goal. Chasing through. Drinkwater's there. He gets pinned in the in goal. Well, they did well to scramble and stop the try. But there's a goal line dropout coming off the boot of North Queensland.
Yeah, good scramble, but a nice little short side raid there. And Lehigh Opawati looked like he was going to go down the sideline and find Tommy Turbo there. They overran him and he came back to him. They tackled him 10 metres out, and Cherry Evans steps up, puts a nice kick across. If it's on the try line there, though, Saab scores. He gets the ball back to Garrick, who then rolls another grubber in and gets a repeat set.
Oh dear, it's a shocking short restart, and the referee's blown a penalty. Okay, there's an escort.
Escort penalty. Well, that is good for the Cowboys.
Well, Ben Trebojevic looked a bit confused. Saying, me, really? So let's have a look at the Harvey Norman replay. The kick went 20 metres, and that's pretty...
Yeah, he does enough.
Soft.
It is soft, but he does enough to take him off his line to not be able to compete for the ball there. So you reckon Jake would have got angry with him then, or Tom?
Nah, they don't get angry. They're not angry people. Some people are angry people, but the Trebojevics aren't one of them. Good shot. That was Olakau'atu coming out on Cohen Hess. Look at, they're all standing still, Josh. Look, they're literally catching the ball while they're standing still. They've gone backwards 5 metres there. Robson goes for a run. At least he's going in the right direction. Up to the halfway and stopped by Daly Cherry Evans. Deered it into dummy half. And goes away to Graham. Runs for 9 metres before Jake stops him in the tackle. That's happy Jake Trebojevic. Played to Reece Robson. Flat pass to Duffy. Now Drinkwater. He has dead set been non-existent tonight, Scott Drinkwater. Now, oh, look at this. Sipley gets John Bateman by the collar and flings him into the ground. This is, honestly, this is a complete TKO, Manly over the Cowboys. They are not even competing at the moment. Turbo gets up high and takes the kick on play number 5. And he's put down outside his 10. That was a woeful set of 6 from North Queensland.
It's been very disjointed, the attack there, and Drinkwater's just turning players under who don't even want the ball. And as we see Manly here go for a shift, but at least they're keeping Manly inside their own half at the moment, but they need to be better in attack, the Cowboys.
Well, Hopewadi's just broken through a couple of attempts at tackle. And Luke Brooks is taking hit-ups. Give me the ball. They're all lining up. There'll be blokes and ladies from the hill wanting to have a run at the moment. Here's a pass to Olakawatu off Cherry Evans. He gets it back to DCE with a one-handed offload. He tries to tip the fullback. Drinkwater knocks it backwards and Nane gets back there to save a try somehow.
Well, I think they've blown that one there.
What did he tip it for? He could have just passed it.
Yeah, if he goes to his right, he sees Tommy Turbo on his right and probably gives it to him, but he went for the chip and it just didn't come off at that stage there. But like you said, they're all lining up now. Olakawatu just breaks through there at ease. This is danger signs for the Cowboys.
Oh, I'm not kidding. Well, it's been danger signs since the kickoff. Let's be fair, Nickham. It's still 24-0, by the way. No change to the halftime score, despite Manly continuing on with this rapid momentum from the first half. Kick from inside the 40 by Duffy, but it was off a slow play, the ball. And Lehigh Hopewadi takes it comfortably. They're just jogging downfield on kick chase. They're completely knackered, this North Queensland team. Brooks waiting at dummy half. Goes away to Turbo, who accelerates towards the defence, and he's tackled by his Origin teammate Reece Robson and Cohen Hess over the top. Played back to Jake Simpkin, and now Brooks has another run at them. He's such a good ball runner, isn't he, Luke Brooks? Always has been. And he's thriving in this role as a running 5'8" at Manly. He's up to the halfway. They go over it now with Tolu Kola. Cohen Hess has made a heap of tackles since he started off the bench tonight. And Robson in there getting another notch on the tackle count belt. There's a mistake in the play of the ball. That was a roll ball.
Roll ball. That's just lazy from Kola there, and we know they're cracking down on it.
No, that's awful.
Yeah, that's lazy, and that lets them off the hook. I mean, that was a pretty good set. They were just rolling down the field nicely. Their outside backs are finding their front at will and getting quick play the balls. And on the flip side, the Cowboys, they can't get a quick play the ball.
0460 873 873 if you want to get us on the text line. Luke Brooks has 110 metres from 16 runs for Manly tonight. So his 16 runs the most of any player in the Manly team. That's interesting as a 5'8", isn't it? Anthony Seabold watching on, and he'll be delighted with what his team's offering tonight.
I think he wants more points, though.
I think everyone at Four Pines Brookie wants more points. The Cowboys with it, 26 metres away. Played by Bateman. Robson, short side raid. Goes away to Purdue, or is it Graham down there? In fact, it's Duffy. Third time lucky. Played back now to Robson. It's play number 5. The ball finds Dearden. Now Drinkwater off the left boot. Kicks towards the in goal. It's, my goodness. That's gone dead by 10 metres.
Yeah, he's not having a great night, Scott Drinkwater. Needs to get his hands on the ball a bit more. He is a spark that the Cowboys can look to try and break open this game or try and get them some points, and he's just hasn't been involved enough for my liking.
They've been getting hammered right across the park. So I'm loath to sound like I'm being too critical. He has not looked interested, Scott Drinkwater. He dead set has not looked interested. Here's Bullen. Jeez, he beats a flimsy tackle from John Bateman. He can only pick his legs up, Bateman. There might be a few in that boat out there at the moment. It goes to Jake, then DCE. Now Turbo out the back. There's a wide gap. He's just gone straight through it. Saab takes on Drinkwater, who gets over. He beat Drinkwater again. Drinkwater tried to get him around the ball and fell off the tackle. And they're 5 metres away. Oh, they got 6 more tackles. Well, you know what? Ruben Garrick's saying that should be a sin bin, and I reckon he's just about right.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Simpkin across to Brooks, now to Ben Trebojevic. They're going to score this set. They're 12 metres away. Trebojevic, he ball planted that. He was fortunate not to be blown up there for mucking up the play of the ball. As it comes away now to the big fella. It's Sipley off the bench. He reaches out to score now. Is this a double movement?
No,
referee says it's okay. I don't know whether his ball-carrying arm touched the ground. Josh says it's all right. And the referee says it's all right.
He looks pretty confident here. And you called it, Matty. They're going to score this set. Tommy Turbo just dummies and goes through, gets the ball to Saab, who looked like he was going to pass back to Tommy. But you're right, they're probably lucky they didn't get a sin bin here. It was Tom Dearden, but we just see Toph Sipley get dropped under. He beats Robson, spins out of the tackle of Bateman. Oh, I think his arm may have hit the ground here.
I told ya!
May have hit...
Oh, no, he's all right.
He's kept it up. What a great effort there by Toff Simply.
Normally front rowers are too dumb to do that, aren't they, Josh?
He's done very well.
Oh.
Yeah, when a front rower gets that close, they forget that they've got elbows that touch the ground. They just go for a second effort.
What's an elbow?
Hey, that's a great effort there by Toff Simply, and gets Manly on the board in the start of this second half. Now, is that the straw that broke the camel's back?
Mate, the camel was on the couch about half an hour ago. Well, Garrick with the kick from right in front. It's 30-0 Manly over the Cowboys on the continuous call team.
Macca's Surprise Fries. Play for a 1 in 3 chance to win millions of prizes.
Mate, the camel was at the chiropractor 20 minutes into the game. Before you go on...
Phil Ferris just jumped on it and broke it.
Legends. A quick shout-out to Jan Cook, my grandma, who is next to me listening in the car to her favourite team, the Manly Sea Eagles. Jan, g'day, and Manly are doing you proud. 30-0. Toff Simply, the latest try scorer for the Sea Eagles.
What, he's happy. He's off the nudie run. Round 1.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. And Jan, that's Nathan, by the way, your grandson who sent the text through. Good on you, Nathan. You're a good fella. We love a shout-out to a grandparent. So, Jan, the Sea Eagles are doing a great job for you tonight in round 1. He's Simply charging back just short of his 30-metre line where he's wrapped up by Robson. Ball played back to Simpkin. He goes away to Cherry Evans. Now Olakau'atu.
That's a biz cover moment
targeted
right
Dearden and left him. Oh, my goodness. He almost trampled him through the ground. It was that high an impact. Turbo away to Saab down the wing. Saab with the kick in behind. Drinkwater misses it. Garrick's there. A sensational length of the field effort from Manly from the restart, and they could win this by as many as they want now. 34-0 with a kick to come.
Well, what about that? We go to the Harvey Norman replay, and it was the run from Olakau'atu that set up this. He just pinpointed out Tom Dearden and just ran straight over him. Get out of my way. And off that ensuing play, the ball, Tommy Turbo sees something down the short side and takes on the advantage line here. He gets past Dearden here and just has to hold it up for Saab, who then sees Garrick on the inside, puts a nice grubber through. Drinkwater tried to get it, but it just sits up nicely for Garrick. He improves the position, and they go back-to-back tries like they did in the first half in this second half now. They go 34-0 up with a kick to come. 13 minutes gone in the second half on the Tui's clock.
Honestly, they could win 60-0 here. They are not giving a yelp, the Cowboys. What about the Olakau'atu run? Now, he's as courageous as any player in the game, Tom Dearden, and he got back to his feet. Olakau'atu absolutely trampled him.
Doesn't make me miss football one bit when you see stuff like that. Happy to be in here calling.
34-0. Garrick to the right-hand side of the posts. Make that 36 blocks on the BP scoreboard. If you're a Manly fan, you'd be cock-a-hoop. You should also get BP rewards to get $5 off at the pump. And that run by Hamali Olakau'atu over Dearden was a biz cover moment for the second half. Big cover moments brought to you thanks to biz cover this year on the continuous call team. Well, you know they're confident when Saab, instead of just running, I mean, he probably beats Drinkwater for speed anyway. He goes, I might just try a little kick in behind the line.
You remember his pass in the first half? It was very good.
It was a shocker.
It just goes, I'll just kick it this time instead. But I think they're starting to line up now. This looks like it's going out on the full. Oh, no. Goodness. Oh. Poor Tom Duffy, the young debutant. There he gets that one horribly wrong, and then Manly goes straight back on the attack here. They're going to be inside their red zone play one. That is well over. Ruben Garrick standing on the red line. Not the white line, the red line, which is about 3 metres past the sideline.
What's the red line on a golf course, Josh?
Out of bounds.
Yeah, it's a hazard. I see a lot of them.
Red stake.
Or the red line, either or.
I don't play at the good courses.
It's a bit of spray paint, mate. Let's not get too carried away. Wow, Manly, well, they're on their own red line. That's the 20-metre line of North Queensland. Brooks, short pass away now to Tolu Kola. And Vallejo with a strong tackle dumps him into the turf, 10 metres in from the hillside of the ground. Ben Trebojevic, looping pass, goes to Luke Brooks, and now Jake Trebojevic. He might even fancy his chances of scoring the way things are running. 11 metres away, Simpkin picks it up. Brooks now, flat pass again, back to Kohler. So 3 times they've gone down that edge of the Cowboys, well, that right-hand edge, defensive North Queensland, I should say. Simpkins waiting at dummy half. Here's 2. 6 more tackles. He goes back to Paseka. He gets it away. Cherry Evans shows a dummy, goes through and scores a try. And he makes it 40 points to 0, and he's celebrating like it's his first try in the NRL, except it's his 330th game.
No, they're all lining up now. They all want a piece, and it was a bit of second phase play here by Paseka. As we go to the Harvey Norman replay, they went to the left side, they attacked through Kohler, and Tommy Turbo gets the ball here. He doesn't really know what's going on, but he finds Daniela Paseka here, who runs into the line, gets to Dead and gets an offload away, and then Daly Cherry Evans beats 2 players there, sneaks under the tackle of a Cowboys defender and gets his first try for the year, and that brings it to 40 now. Will we see 2 teams lose by 50 points this weekend? I think it's coming very soon.
Well, you say that in a timely fashion, Josh, because Matt's texted us through 0460 873 873. He says, as a Chooks fan, Matt, this Cowboys performance is making me feel a little bit better. Look, the Roosters had a crack. I mean, I know that they were beaten quite badly, but they did try. And I'm not saying the Cowboys haven't, but they've been utterly uncompetitive.
So it's getting close to that point.
Well, I'm sure they all try, but they're just getting completely bombarded on every play by Manly now. Ruben Garrick to the right of the sticks, sends another one between them.
With that, he goes to 18 points, personal tally.
He's a prolific point scorer these days, isn't he, Ruben Garrick?
Gerringong Lion.
Absolutely.
My mother taught him, said he was a lovely young man growing up.
He looks like a lovely young man. You know, I reckon he'd be a smart lad too.
Yeah, he was. He was a smart kid.
42 blocks. Text here from one of our loyal listeners. Go Manly. Big shout out to our team, the Manly Seagulls, and even bigger one to my partner, Alex Morrison.
Get some brownie points there.
Yes, absolutely. Might be off for a Sunday session tomorrow by the sounds of things. You've got the green light there. So, although maybe Alex Morrison might be a man, it's one of those names you see that you shouldn't assume. Don't assume anything in this business, Josh.
No.
Here's a run now by Manly, and that's Simpkin out past the 30, 42. There's 23 minutes of this to go. Fair dinkum. Here's Sipley now. 8 short of the halfway, middle of the ground. He's got the budgie smugglers on. Might even have some seagulls on those budgie smugglers because his shorts were pulled down around his knees.
Rubber duckies.
They actually did. I wouldn't mind a pair of rubber ducky budgie smugglers. I don't know where I'd wear them.
No, we'll have to get in contact with them. Surely they can be a sponsor.
You wouldn't want me getting around the budgies.
What size budgies you reckon Big Man would take?
He gets his budgie smugglers from a special outlet. Taken at the back by Drinkwater. Ball played away to Duffy. And now this is Braden Burns. Breaks a couple of tackles. Gets out past the 20 and the 30. One of the better runs of the game so far for North Queensland. He's stopped there by Sipley in conjunction with Ben Trebojevic. Ball played back to Drinkwater. And now Viliami Valea. Stopped by Jake Trebojevic this time. Picks up 7 metres. And now Ruben Cotter, who spent a long time on the bench and probably wishes he stayed there at the moment at 42-0. Over the halfway now, McIntyre also sent back out there by Todd Payton. Runs towards Cherry Evans and accounted for by him and Jake Trebojevic. Ball sent back to Duffy on the last tackle. Hoisted high in the air. Turbo making ground towards it. Takes it comfortably, but he's tackled there by Talangi as soon as he did. Manly 42, North Queensland nothing. 21 and a half minutes to go at a full house at Four Pines, Brookvale on Saturday night footy here on the continuous call team. Beautiful night for football. There's been a little bit of drizzle around Sydney, but you know what? It was actually great weather for the earlier game, which you heard with Mark Bigman and Gal. And tonight it's an even better night for footy. There's been no rain at all. Clear skies above Four Pines Brookie, although Manly have knocked it on coming out of trouble here. So a chance for North Queensland. They've got the ball back 20 metres away. It's with McIntyre this time. He's 12 metres short of the Manly line. Let's see if the Cowboys can throw something at them. Picked up by Robson. Sent right through Duffy and then Drinkwater. Ordinary pass. And Vallejo's knocked it. Oh, that'll do, mate.
Cowboys.
It's the first tackle and they've knocked the ball on.
Cowboys. Clock's on. Scrum.
Dear, I mean, you run out of words.
It's a tough one too. If you're Todd Payton, do you give him a spray round one?
Well, they deserve one.
Yeah. Oh, of course they do. But you don't want to use them all up.
That's the art of coaching, isn't it?
But yeah, that's pretty much sums up their night. Oh, they've done a captain's challenge here. What are they challenging? A knock on. That's gone forward.
Viliami Vailea bats the ball on, which goes forward towards the opponent's dead ball line. The challenge is unsuccessful.
That was a horrible captain's challenge, but Harvey Norman captain's challenge, and that pretty much sums up their night. They're way off.
Yes. I struggle to understand this. How can you not be revved up and ready to go round one? Look, there's rust. There's no. Some teams can start slowly, but they have been utterly uncompetitive. I think most people expected Manly to win here. Everything was in their favour, but I'm thinking it was going to be a tight contest tonight. There's been nothing tight about it at all.
No, I was pretty optimistic.
You weren't thinking 42-0 with 20 minutes to go.
I was thinking 20 plus, not 40 plus.
Yeah. Well, look,
Cowboys next.
But how do you explain North Queensland being like, or not off the pace? Doesn't even come close to summing up how bad they've been. They haven't even shown up. It's been just mystifying. Ola Kawadu, he's not showing any mercy with Tom Dearden, goes charging at him again. Here's play 3. Here's Cherry Evans taking off down the short side, gets it back to Simpkin, tries to duck under the tackle of Cotter, and he's pulled down a couple of metres short. Play number 4, Cherry Evans, spiral pass away. Jake Trebojevic looks back on the inside, but there's no support there, so he's happy to submit in the tackle. 9 metres over the halfway. Jake Simpkin now for DCE. Sends a kick high in the air. That lovely young lad, Ruben Garrick's chasing after it. And, Murray Talangi, has he lost it backwards or forwards? The referee says it's gone back. And he dives on the loose ball, but he'll play it back on his own 10-metre line. Here's Purdue out from dummy half. Tackled by Simpkin. And Brooks in there as well. Sorry, Alexandra Morrison. Certainly a female, so we've cleared up that. Thanks.
There we go.
Can you tell us how long's left in the game? Martin... I think we've said it repeatedly. 19 minutes and 20 seconds, and it's 42-0.
On the Tooheys clock.
On the Tooheys clock. It is time for a Tooheys if you're listening to us sitting at home. It's getting a little cool at night, isn't it? Not quite heater territory yet.
That's a better run.
There's been a couple of cool nights so far. I'm thinking later in the season, Josh, the Tooheys and a little wood fire burning at home would be very nice for the continuous
fire
call
pit.
team. Oh, a fire pit? Whatever you... Saab's dropped one cold. And Cotter's picked it up. The Cowboys have got a chance.
Come on, Cowboys.
Here comes the comeback at 42-0. They're 3 metres away. It goes to Dearden. Floating pass over the top, and Saab has intercepted it.
On play 2.
There goes the comeback.
And it was Tom Dearden just looking for the miracle play there, looking to throw a 3-man cutout ball to his winger, and you have to throw it about 12 feet in the air just to get it above Jason Saab, who just jumped up in the air. He made the mistake that put him under pressure, but he gets the ball straight back for his team, and now they go back on the attack now with Ruben Garrick heading outside their own 20-metre line.
So in 14, Cole Lawton's out there for the Cowboys. He played at Manly over the last 4 seasons, played 59 games for them before switching allegiances, and comes up against his old club tonight, and they're giving them an absolute pizzling. Here's Cherry Evans down a very narrow right-hand short side, taken by Drinkwater, who's loping back to his own 20. All he can see is Sea Eagle jumper as he tries to put something on here with Braden Burns. He's been lively, Burns. He's gone through them. Braden Burns with a clean line break. He passed too early to Duffy. Duffy gave it back to Burns. What are they doing? They passed way too early. Turbo was able to cover 2 men at once. It's still on for them though if they head left after one play. They're on Manly's 10-metre line. It goes to Dearden, out the back to Robson. The ball's been passed into a Manly player. That was Saab who came charging in. There's 6 more tackles, by the way, because they are inside the 10, but the referee says it's a penalty. There's no advantage.
And it just allows the Manly side to get back on side and take their time now, but that was their best opportunity, and it came off a bit of broken play there. I've got to say, Braden Burns has probably been their best player. He's had a couple of good runs, but he just passed that way too early and then tried to get the ball back to young Duffy, but just couldn't get it there. Now, can they get on the board finally?
They are less than a metre away. Played by Graham. Robson to Dearden, floating over. Saab's come out and still intercepted another one. Have they not worked out that he's 7'3" yet? They've tried to pass it over his head 4 times and it hasn't worked once.
So what's the definition of insanity?
Well, this. They've done it twice in 2 sets. Anyway, nothing's working for them. I mean, they've got to throw caution to the wind.
He catches that, he's gone.
Yeah. So as it turns out, he knocks it on and the Cowboys are going to get a scrum feed 10 metres away. Earlier, it was a good game of footy in the end, 28 points to 20. There was a bit of a revival by the Dragons in the end, but really Canterbury had them covered from a long way out. Like the Bulldogs, they're building nicely. One of the rapidly improving teams in the competition. Can they foot it with the big guns, Penrith and Melbourne? We'll find out. It goes to McIntyre, shows a dummy. Tries to beat, is that Turbo? That's Simpkin, and that's Jake Trebojevic down below. Robson sends it back to Duffy. Flat pass to Cole Lawton. And Lawton's dragging some of his old teammates with him to within half a metre of the line. Jas Tabunga's back out on the ground for Manly. Ball played back to Robson. Away to Duffy. Now McIntyre. They're not throwing much at them here, are they, really? I mean, obviously Manly are energised because they've done so little defence by comparison with the Cowboys, but they're not really asking too many questions. Duffy, short pass away to Graham. He's easily tackled around the legs by Ola Kawatu. Here's the last. Haven't asked one question of Manly's goal line defence so far, so Duffy goes to the boot, and this is going to be way too long again. My fair dinkum.
Yeah, that was
terrible.
A pretty poor set there by the Cowboys. They didn't ask him any questions, but you're right. The Manly side just have way too much energy. They were just defending everything with ease there, and they tried to come up with a little grubber there to get a repeat set, but didn't come up with it. They now give away a 7-tackle set. And we see Corey Waddell come on for the first time this match.
So it's been a hard ask for the first game halfback, Duffy, hasn't it? I mean, this is an awful initiation in the NRL.
He's got about 40 people in the southern stand as well.
He's got a whole legion of fans.
He'll remember his debut, but probably not for the right reasons.
He'd want to forget his debut, perhaps. Let's say, I'm sure he'll get an even warmer reception when he gets to his home ground for their... When are they playing next?
I think they're playing next week at home.
Next few weeks, North Queensland versus Cronulla. Good luck. Yep. I want to improve on this. Cherry Evans away to Garrick now. Tries in and away on Purdue. He got a backhand flick. It was a beautiful ball. If Saab caught it, he would have scored because Talangi was sucked in off the wing. Instead, he dropped the ball, Jason Saab, and Talangi runs back past his 20. It's 42-0. Manly leading the Cowboys on the BP scoreboard. 13 minutes, 50 seconds remaining on the clock. You can give us a call at full time as well. We'll have plenty of time to take your calls. Up until 10 o'clock, we're on air. Eastern Daylight Saving Time.
Yeah, I think if Jason Saab catches that, he scores there. It was a nice bit of play there by Ruben Garrick. Got on the outside of his man and just did enough to flick the ball and get Talangi interested there, but they just couldn't complete that one there. As we see the Cowboys, they're up over the 40 now. They're trying to shift to the left here now with Dearden into Drinkwater.
Drinkwater passing out to Lawton. He brings Talangi back on the inside. And Ola Kawatu nabs him around the legs. They get up to within touching distance of Manly's 30-metre line on the eastern side of the ground. They go back to the middle of the ground now. It's Dearden and a kick in behind from Duffy. The chase coming through from Braden Burns. He tries to swat it back infield, but he's knocked the ball on. And again, Duffy a little imprecise with his kicking there. That one was way too heavy, and Burns gave chase down the right-hand touchline, but it nearly rolled over onto the hill. So it's 42-0, and Manly with the ball back 15 metres out from their own line.
And the possession still sits at 60-40, so it's improved a little bit, but it's still a telling tale of this match. And if we look at the tackles made, the Cowboys have made 317 tackles to Manly's 226, and Ola Kawatu comes off. He deserves his break tonight. He's been outstanding. He's been hard to handle. He's ball played. He's ran strong. He's defended strong. And he gets himself an early shower.
Text from Ed on the text line, 0460 873 873. Great to have you blokes back in my ear holes again. Here's to a great season. Hats off to the immortal Thirsty. Good on you, Ed. Yes. Great to be back for another year, and always thinking of our great friend David Morrow. Here goes Jazz Tavanga.
We're in his studio now.
We are indeed.
Oh, he's been pantsed.
You've got budgie smugglers as well. They're doing a roaring trade, aren't they, with the NRL?
Oh, well, I think their headquarters in Brookvale.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it is. So
it's a no-brainer. Here's Brooks. Bangs it high in the air. Made a lovely thud off the boot, didn't it? And Viliami Valea goes back to take it, and he's busted through a tackle. Oh, Waddell missed him, but Jake Trbojevic didn't, and brings him around 30 metres out. That's an imposing start for the Cowboys. They've got Cronulla at home. They play Brisbane away.
Canberra.
The Raiders at home, and then Penrith away, and that's a horror start. To your point as to what the coach does here, he'd be thinking, well, maybe I've just got to try and scrap this and forget about it, thinking that you've got that most difficult run of matches coming up. Cronulla, Brisbane, Canberra, Penrith. That's a terrible start to the year.
Start. I mean, they do have Jake Clifford there who could possibly come in. McKaylee is there, Jackson Paulo.
Talmalolo, I'd imagine. He was named in 22 this week, so I'd imagine he's not too far away. But you've almost got to just forget this, don't you? Because
you don't even watch the game tape. You just forget about it.
Yeah. Can't make too big a deal of it. It's too bad to be true. Manly 42, Cowboys 0. 10 minutes to play. Here's Ben Trbojevic. Runs into Jordan McLean and Reece Robson. Simpkin there with a floating pass, spiral ball. Goes out to Jason Saab. Only makes a couple of metres. He's tackled 26 out from his own line. And just to the right of centre field, Simpkin into acting half again. Well, Manly look like they've just about had enough here as well. Everyone's standing still. Jazz Tavanga got it and thought, well, what do I do?
I'm tired.
I'll just stand there and just be tackled. This game's come to a standstill, Jamos. Here's Turbo. Flicks it out the back now. Brooks tried to promote the ball, but he got cut off by the defence coming in. That's Viliami Valea. Tackle number 5. A couple of metres out from the halfway. Look at the run metres. 1,435 to Manly, 888 to North Queensland. So not too short of double the running metres Manly against the Cowboys. Incredible dominance. Here's young Duffy dashing away from dummy half, out past his 20. Wrapped up by Simpkin. And Drinkwater a long ball. And now Talangi coming in to do a little bit of work through the middle of the ground. He's out to his 30-metre line. There's 9 minutes remaining in this. It's Dearden picking it up, and now Cohen Hess charging towards Daly Cherry Evans, and Simpkin, who's done a lot of defensive work since going out on the ground. He started from the bench and came off the bench to replace Jazz Tavanga in that acting half role. Played back just past the halfway. Robson to Drinkwater. Spiral bomb. Turbo gets set underneath it and takes it comfortably, and he's able to pass away to Jason Saab. He had his legs whipped away by Cole Lawton, 13 metres out from his own line. Played back to Daly Cherry Evans, and now here's Tom Trbojevic. He puts a fend on Tom Dearden. They've been rugged towards Tom Dearden tonight, haven't they? He's such a good defensive player, but they've gone hard at him.
Oh, they've sent plenty of traffic down there, and I think they've got their experience there, but they've just pulled them apart at stages throughout this match. And like I said, I thought they would have directed a lot of traffic at Duffy, but they've gone at Dearden, making him less effective in attack.
Oh, it certainly worked. Oh, the combination was there. Cherry Evans, Brooks and Turbo. Several changes of direction, but Trbojevic couldn't hang on to the last pass. He almost cut through the middle of them. And the Cowboys have got it back. You know what? No one can really pick their legs up here. And Drinkwater's gone through the middle of some Manly defence, which is pretty not interested now. I think everyone's knackered. And Scott Drinkwater's got to try out of absolutely nothing to make it 42-4, and they've got to kick the come from right underneath the sticks.
Yeah, well, we've been saying we wanted to see some involvement here from Scott Drinkwater, and it's just come a little too late as we see the play there by Manly. And Tommy Turbo was jogging back in the line, so there was no one at the back here. And he just... good footwork. He beats the marker there at Jazz Tavanga and beats Bullymore, and then looks up and sees no one's there. Daly Cherry Evans has turned back and given one of his players a serve. They would have loved to have kept this side scoreless, but Scott Drinkwater finally gets the Cowboys on the board.
So Drinkwater, after a lamentable night, has got the first points, and it's taken 73 minutes of the game for the Cowboys to strike a blow. I hate talking about things like first coach to get sacked and stuff like that because it sounds a little bit grubby, but a couple of people have texted through saying essentially Todd Payton's got to be someone who's looking over his shoulder because the Cowboys perform. I mean, they've been in the finals it's been there 3 years, hasn't it? The last 3 years, but they haven't really threatened to win a premiership. And I kick successful, by the way, 42-6. I'd hazard to say, maybe not so much this year, but the last couple of years they've had a roster capable of winning the comp. I think everyone's looked at it and gone, they're the dark horse, but they haven't really looked like threatening, have they?
No, but if they finish down the bottom four, they're a club that demands success. And I think I had him at the start of the year, my coach most under pressure as well. So
okay.
It's just going to be interesting how they monitor these halves throughout the year. I mean, young Duffy, it's pretty hard to show any glimpses tonight in what's been a dominant performance. But I mean, the only other answer they've got there is Jake Clifford.
Yeah, no, I thought Jake Clifford actually took over from Chad Townsend last year and played okay. So I'm not sure what the thinking is around that. I mean, they've had a whole summer to contemplate that. I think it would be unfair to judge the first game on this. I mean, they've been absolutely battered everywhere. So it's been impossible for him to do anything positive for the Cowboys. So 6.5 minutes left. Here's McIntyre back to the 20-metre line. Ball play to Robson. And now for Carl Lawton. He's a willing player. I reckon he's a good signing, Carl Lawton. I've always liked him as a player. Out to the 30. And now to McIntyre once again. He has been willing. He never shirks his work, Sam McIntyre. Dearden taking off down the left-hand edge. A juggle by Lawton as he gets up over the halfway. He was on the receiving end of an ankle tap by Ruben Garrett. They're all cramping up now. You can tell it's round one. They're going to run out of pickle juice in the sheds tonight. High ball centre into the air. The Cowboys contest it. They tap it back, but Manly's able to dive on. That's Jack Trebojevic who got back there and mopped it up. 5 minutes 40 to go. Manly 42 have blown the Cowboys away. They've got only 6 points, and the try came 90 seconds ago, as you would have heard. You can go to the phones after the game. 5.5 minutes remaining on 131873. The open line thanks to Glencore Mining, advancing everyday life. And, of course, we'll get our Harvey Norman man of the match sorted out shortly too. Jay wants to give the 3-2-1, but we've got a little while to go before we have to worry about that. But stand by, as they say, for the Harvey Norman player of the match. I don't know how Josh is going to work this one out because there's 13 Manly players contending for the award tonight, I would have thought, if not a few more. Kick high in the air off the left boot of Luke Brooks. Taken at the back by Scott Drinkwater on his own 10-metre line. Dummy to Dearden. And eventually succumbs in the tackle of Taniela Paseka and also Ethan Bullimore. Ball played back to Dearden. And it goes away to Murray Talangi. Runs out to the 30. 15 in from the western touchline. 4.5 to play. Manly 42. North. That's a loud car. Did you hear that? Got a hot rod out in the back streets of Brookvale. That's got to be a loud car to be able to hear it from outside the ground. It might be a Harley. It's about as entertaining as it's been for the last 10 minutes. I think this has turned to an absolute bludger. Here's Viliami Valea and now John Bateman. Well, it's just uncompetitive.
Yeah,
I mean, Manly are at the queue.
I think both sides are waiting for the full-time siren to sound. It's certainly gone into a lull right now.
Tackle number 5, Drinkwater. Belts a kick into the air, which is taken at the back by Turbo. And there's Tom Dearden. Well, despite being monstered for most of the game, he is all effort, Tom Dearden. He's the incumbent Queensland and Australian 5'8", of course. Won the gig alongside Mitch Moses in the Pacific Championships at the end of last year. Ball played back by Jason Saab, out past the 20-metre line. And Simpkin goes away to Toff Sipley, one of Manly's try scorers this evening. Oh, he's lost his ducks again. There's the rubber duckies.
Have they all got the same ones on?
No. That wouldn't be allowed. If budgie smugglers are going to provide the budgies, they'd all be different patterns, wouldn't they? They've got a lot of...
You can have team... We had team ones.
Did you?
Yeah.
What, like team theme?
When I was at the Dogs, we had them. When I was at the Roosters, we had them.
Yeah, well, you had Roosters and Dogs on your budgie smugglers, is what you're saying. Yeah, okay. Well, no, if you're going to have a team budgie, then sure. But clearly they haven't because he's wearing rubber duckies.
Maybe you wore them for captain's run and forgot.
I hope he's washed them. So 42-6. Time for the continuous call team player of the match. I don't think I've ever done it with 3 minutes to go in a game before, but that's where we're at. Shortly, I'll give you the 3 players who are in the running. When you hear them, if you're in New South Wales or Queensland, be one of the first 3 callers on the prize line. 1300 722 873. First caller gets the first choice of the 3 players and so on until all 3 players are allocated. Then, when I announce Josh's player of the match, the caller that has won, has nominated that same player, gets a $200 gift card thanks to Harvey Norman. Cowboys make a break. Burns into the backfield. Oh, he's beaten 2, 3, 4 of the Seagulls and he scored a try. That's a reward for someone who has tried hard from the very start. Battling cramp as well. Braden Burns goes over to score and make it 42-10 with a kick to come.
And as we go to the Harvey Norman replay, it's a shift out inside their 40. It goes to Valea here, and he just beats Ben Travojevic, beats Lehigh Hopewadi, gets an offload away. Burns beats one, dummies the fullback, beats Cherry Evans, and just does enough to get over the try line from the tackle coming from Tavanga. He has been one of their best all night, Braden Burns. He actually is running with a cramp. You can see his running gait there. Until he got the ball and then he started running normally. But the try has been confirmed. Look, it puts a little bit of credibility
well done.
Back into the scoreline, but
does it really?
42-12. Well, it's better than 42-0.
So a 30-point margin with just under a couple of minutes to play. As I was saying too,
the pickle juice.
Yes. They're going to need a truckload of that. The continuous call team player of the match, thanks to Harvey Norman. Furniture, bedding, TVs, home appliances, computers and technology, in-store and online. Players 1, 2 and 3, Josh Morris.
Yeah, in no particular order, my 3 players are Tommy Turbo, Hamoli, Olakawatu and Luke Brooks.
Okay, Turbo, Olakawatu, Brooks. 1300 722 873. If you'd like to be part of the continuous call team player of the match award. Josh, do any players... Oh, seriously? Do any players wear a male thong instead of budgies? In cricket, I always wore a jock strap.
No, because if a player ever found out that a player had a G-string, it would have been ripped straight up there. You get wedgied by front rowers if you come into the middle of the field. If you had a G-string, there'd be some serious rope burn.
I've never understood why anyone would wear a jock strap.
No. Well, it's an American thing.
G'day, Matt and Josh. Josh, do you and Brett still have your craft beer business? Did you have a craft beer business?
For a little while. We finished it up. We had it with a couple of mates, but we finished it up. It was
Would you drink it all?
Yeah, we drank it all. We weren't all in, so you got to be all in when you're doing that craft beer.
I never knew that about you. So what was it?
It was a mid-strength lager.
Right.
Yeah. Wasn't a bad drop.
So it was obviously highly successful. Lasted about 3 weeks.
No, we went for about nearly 2 years.
Oh, did you? Oh, right. That would have been a good fun. Here's Drinkwater. Dinking it in behind. Talangi taps it back infield, but it's gone forward and Manly dive on the ball anyway.
Oh, geez, he's not going to like that, Ruben Garrick. Yeah. It's Carl Lawton, a former teammate, gave him an absolute facial. He's got the elbow into his head.
Probably not time to be doing it, is it? With 40 seconds. Oh, that's a bit silly. Leave him alone. He's a lovely young man. That's Ruben Garrick. Your mum would be very unhappy with that. Don't treat Ruben like that.
No, you don't do that to Ruben. He's too nice.
He's too good a bloke.
Gets put on report for it, which is a bit silly in the end.
Of course it is.
He's probably just trying to muck around being with former teammates, but he's just taken a bit too far.
Well, there's nothing mucking around about rubbing your elbow on someone's schnoz.
All the way here, keep coming.
Probably thought he was closer friends than what he was.
Well, not anymore. So no one wants to resume this game with 25 seconds left. But really, Manly had it parcelled up early. They led 16-0 in the twinkling of an eye, and North Queensland, we remember back to the first half, they had 85% possession or something. It was 8-1 in the very early exchanges. And Manly just blew them away early, and the Cowboys have been chasing from behind ever since, and really the scoreboard flatters them. They haven't even held their hands up. It's been an awful start to the year for North Queensland as the siren sounds and the Sea Eagles strike in 2025. And they're starting to get back a little bit of that aura from the vintage days at their home ground, Brookvale. Four Pines Brook, as it's now known, they are a hard outfit to beat on this patch of dirt. 42-12 Manly over the Cowboys full-time in Saturday Night Rugby League. Josh Morris, they must be pleased with their start to the year.
Oh, they'll be very pleased. And after a performance like that, you'd have to think that the next game will already be sold out. That was a very dominant performance, and there were some fantastic individual performances there for the Manly team. The Cowboys, look, they've just got to wipe that one straight away and probably not even watch the tape. They need to be a whole lot better. And it like from the outset, they were off the pace, and the Manly team, they were there to play from the outset. They had a packed crowd, and they gave them an absolute show tonight.
So Eagle Rock billowing around Brookvale tonight in celebration of a 30-point win. Manly opened their season in fine fashion, 42 points to 12. We've got our Harvey Norman player of the match competition up for grabs as well. We'll get you the names of Josh's selections soon, and of course we'll get all the reaction thanks to Fox League coming up shortly. Michael says, lads, tomorrow's game, Storm versus Parramatta, could break score records. Well, all indications are again that Melbourne should get the job done down there at home, but it's a new era for Parramatta. I think they've got 5 players playing their first game for the club tomorrow. They'll be keen to impress the new coach, Jason Riles, and you'll hear that on the continuous call team, and of course you can watch it on 9 as well. So just waiting to hear from some of the combatants tonight in front of another full house at Four Pines Brookie. One of the most imposing away trips in the competition. 42-12, incredible scoreline. And Manly's tries to Olakawatu, Saar, Ben Trebojevic, Ethan Bullimore, Toff Sipley, Ruben Garrick, Daly Cherry Evans, and a couple of consolations late, Drinkwater and Burns. The try scorers for the North Queensland Cowboys, who take on Cronulla at home next week. Manly, meanwhile, have the task of going across to play the Warriors in New Zealand. And they were humbled by Canberra, weren't they, over in Vegas? They had the week off to travel back home, so I'm curious to see how those teams that played in Vegas actually come up. I think they struggled from last year. From memory, the teams that went over to Las Vegas struggled a little bit. The difference between last year and this year is that they played the same teams. Very true. All right, let's get some reaction. Daly Cherry Evans, the Manly captain.
And in the NRL, does that have to be right up there as one of the best round 1 victories you've seen?
Yeah, for sure. I haven't won many round 1 games in my 15-year career, so this is right up there, Bonnie.
Hey, Chaz, it's Mal, mate. Yeah, congratulations. Obviously, I mean, you didn't play the pre-season game, so obviously the work that Steves and the rest of the staff have put into you has been fantastic and sets you up really well for the season.
Yeah, Mel, there's a lot of credit's got to go to the staff and the high performance that we've got here at Manly, and obviously you didn't see many of us playing the trial matches, but there's a core group of players that's been here for a long time, so we've got a pretty good idea of the style of footy we want to play, and I think that was a good building block to start round 1.
Hey, Daly, it's Cooper. Super impressive performance from you and your team. Congratulations. I want to ask a question about Hamoli Olakalatu. He plays on your edge. You give him early ball, you play short to him. He seems like he's at the peak of his powers right now.
Yeah, mate, he's obviously been elevated into the senior playing group. And through his actions, he's not much of a talker, Coops, but through his actions he's shown that he's willing to put the work in week to week. He's super reliable for us, and he's someone that we definitely look to. And obviously as a halfback, you know how important it is to have a great back rower next year, so I'm really fortunate to play alongside him, Ollie.
And what about the rest of your forward pack? Because you've got outstanding talent to score tries in your back line, but it almost like they just ran straight through the pack of the Cowboys tonight. Very impressive.
Yeah, Coops, big tip of the cap to the middle boys tonight. They were fantastic. They laid the platform. Big Ten, Yella Paseka and Siwa Takiaho, they started the game off. Jake Trebojevic was outstanding, so they definitely laid the platform, and then off the back of that you see a lot of Tom. So great team performance tonight, really proud.
Yeah, Ches, obviously your halves partner as well. Kicked off the year really well as well. Got plenty of opportunities to run the football, which he did, I think, very well.
Yeah. Brooksy's got so many different dimensions to his game, and we knew what we were getting when he came to Manly. We were really proud to have him. So he's going to build on last year. Last year was a great start for him at the club, but he's got more in the tank, and really happy to have him here at Manly. He's a great fellow. We love playing with him.
Ches, what about having so many games at Brookie just to open the season in the first couple of months? You must be going to be really looking forward to feeding off all that energy from the locals.
Yeah, look, we love playing here. There's no secret about that. But, apart from it just looking good on the calendar, it really doesn't mean much. We've got to go out every time we play here and earn it. We've got to get the crowd involved through our actions. So tonight was a great first step for that. But, yeah, they don't win the game for you. They bloody help, but they don't win it for you. We've got to get out there and do the work. So we're really proud of the Hill tonight, everyone here that walked in tonight and supported us.
Thanks to Daly Cherry Evans talking to Vonnie and the team from Fox League. And as he correctly points out, that is a huge advantage for them playing at Four Pines Brookie, which it's the hottest ticket in town now, isn't it, when Manly are playing at home? So they get the advantage of having that crowd there. They've just got to make sure they turn up and do the job.
Well, when you get a crowd like that, you want to play for them. It's hard to run out to a ground when it's empty and put in an inspired performance. But when you've got a crowd like that waiting for you to run out, you're just ready to go, and you want to give them the performance they deserve. And Manly did that tonight in round one.
All right. Let me just take you through this player of the match situation. While I have it here, Paddy emailed it through to me. Okay, Margaret from Maryland chose Turbo. John from Picton chose Hamoli Olakawatu. Lisa from Drummoyne chose Luke Brooks, which is fitting, given that he was a West Tiger for many, many years. Who's your player of the match, J. Moz?
Well, Lisa from Drummoyne, you've picked Luke Brooks. I thought he was outstanding tonight. I thought his kicking game was precise in the first half. He pinned him in the corner. His running game was outstanding tonight. I think he was the player of the match. All
right, well done to Lisa from Drummoyne. Luke Brooks, player of the match for Manly tonight in the 30-point drubbing of the North Queensland Cowboys. So you are our Harvey Norman player of the match winner. Thanks to the continuous call team. A $200 Harvey Norman gift voucher coming your way. Stay listening tomorrow for another chance to win thanks to Harvey Norman. We'll have some more reaction to this game, and we're here to take your calls as well up until 10 o'clock on the other side of this break. 131873 if you'd like to join the continuous call team with Matt Thompson and Josh Morris. You can text us as well on 0460 873 873. A break and back with more.
Hear that, New South Wales? The footy is back. And this season is bigger and better than ever. It's NRL 2025. Every round brings new chances, new challenges and new opportunities. Unibet offers extensive betting odds on every single match of the NRL. For markets and insights, visit the Unibet app or unibet.com.au today. Unibet, your place to bet on the NRL.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.
Back your business with Energy Australia and get energy solutions from a dedicated team of experts. Search Energy Australia or call 1800 709 510.
G'day, Ray Hadley here for Bryden's Lawyers. Are you struggling with a workplace injury? At Bryden's Lawyers, the team of experienced lawyers will fight for your rights to ensure you receive the compensation you deserve. Bryden's Lawyers understands the stress and uncertainty that comes with workplace injury claims, and that's why they offer a no-win, no-fee guarantee. With Bryden's Lawyers, you can focus on your recovery while they take care of the rest. Call Bryden's Lawyers now on 1800-848-848 or go to the website brydens.com.au. Who helps you in your time of need? Bryden's Lawyers do.
Across Australia, surf lifesavers volunteer over 140,000 hours patrolling our beaches to be there when you and your loved ones need us the most. The work never stops. There are still too many coastal drownings in Australian waters. We need your help to get preventable deaths down to zero. Donate to Mission Zero today at slsfoundation.com.au.
At Bunnings, do more with warehouse prices. Pope 30-metre True Blue Garden Hose, $55. Where you find a competitive lower price on the same stocked item, we'll beat it by 10%. Conditions apply. See website for details. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
You're listening to the Continuous Call Team. Proudly brought to you by Macca's Surprise Fries. Play for a 1 in 3 chance to win millions of prizes.
Two big games on the continuous call team today. The first of those from Cogra, or Netstrata Jubilee as it's more commonly known these days. Canterbury 28, Dragons 20 in the game that Josh and I have just called. Manly 42 over the North Queensland Cowboys. 12 131 873 if you'd like to join us on the continuous call team. We're here to the top of the hour thanks to Glencore Mining. They bring you all the open line. And on the text line 0460 873 873, Matt says, Matty and Josh, half a round in, and I can already write off 5 teams. Wow. Geez, you must have that big red pen keen to go, Matt. Roosters, Warriors, Cowboys, Tigers and Dragons will not make the finals. Thoughts? Well, I'll let you go first, Joshy.
Did I have any of them in my 8? No. All 5 of them weren't in my 8, so I'm with him.
Wow. Okay. Well, I can't have the Roosters. From what I saw, that they lack too much. They lack depth in key positions, and clearly, the injuries to Walker and Smith. They're hoping to get them back and make a charge, but you've got to be somewhere in contention. It might be curtains. I think there's a serious issue with the Roosters, and unless the Cowboys can have a complete turnaround, they're going to be cannon fodder this year. That was terrible.
I think the Tigers will be massive improvers, don't get me wrong, but I don't think they're going to be finals contenders this year. Warriors, I think I may have tipped them for the spoon, purely because I just don't see where they're going to get their points from in the game-winning situations. They've lost Tohu Harris, Adam Fanua-Blake, Sean Johnson. I feel like Tamari Martin, Chanel Harris-Tavita and Luke Metcalf are all kind of running 5'8", like they're just lacking that kind of direction, and I think that may cost them throughout the year. And Cowboys, we saw tonight, there's a little bit in their halves there. What are they going to do there? They need to get Jason Taumalolo back, and obviously during the Origin period, they could dip out during that period if they have a number of players playing for them. They could well miss out on the 8 through that Origin period. So I think he could be spot on there.
All right, there you go, Matt. Josh endorsing what you had to say. Let's go to the brothers Trebojevic. Have we got all 3 of them? We've certainly got 2 of them. Thanks to our colleagues at Fox League and the reaction to Manly's 42-12 victory over North Queensland.
You set up 2 tries, 7 tackle breaks, 4 line breaks. You must have had one hell of a summer.
Yeah, it was a good break, obviously. Had a bit of time off, and to get back in it and put a round 1 performance in like that, it's obviously very pleasing. We love playing at home here, and I thought we started the game really well, and it set us up for tonight.
Hey, Tom, obviously when we talked to you earlier, you're pretty happy. So obviously the prep, you're feeling very confident, going into the game. Was that the case?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, last year was probably one of the only years that I got to finish the year fit for a while. So, I felt really good coming into pre-season. Got a good. Jake's in here now.
How are you guys?
got a good. Welcome aboard.
Thanks for having me.
I forgot where I was. What was the question?
I was just saying how, obviously, coming into the game 1, you felt really good and pretty good about your chances tonight as well.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, felt the last couple of months have been training really well, and it was really pleasing to come out here and put a performance in like that.
Boys, it's Cooper. There's a question to both of you. Where the hell did that performance come from? Because Mal Meninga, my mate's been watching football since 1908 and says that's the best round 1 performance he's seen.
Mate, I'll be honest. I think it was one of my best round 1 performances I've been involved with. The past, so sort of come the last, 5 or 6 years before the last few years, we've struggled in round 1. So to come out like that and start really well, I think it's a credit to everyone who turns up for us. I think last year we played really well here, and it's a beautiful place to play footy when they get behind us. There's 17,000. It's got a lot of character, mate, and I think everyone just fed off that. And it was a great performance. Yeah, I was really, really proud to be a part of that.
Jake, it's Mal, mate, and well done in your performance. Obviously, Tom had a good game tonight, but we thought your big forwards, led the way. Big Sipley and Pasaka and Takiaho, so those sort of guys actually led, and yourself, led the team forward and allowed Tom and the halves to do what they normally do.
Yeah, they did, Mal. I thought Taniela and Siwa Takiaho on debut really started well. They really set the tone for us, and then coming off the bench, Toff Sipley, Bullymore, they were outstanding, They really ran hard. We got on the back of it. I think Taniela's second stint was unbelievable, coming off the back fence there. And as you said, players like Tom and Cherry Evans and Brooksy just get on the back of that, mate, and it just sets us up.
Tommy, this is your chance to give your coach and your staff a rap because they've obviously done things right. You didn't play much of the pre-season, or none at all. You did that scratch match, but to have you cherry right for this performance, what did they do? What were the things that allowed this performance to happen tonight?
Yeah, well, it's funny when you don't play trials. They absolutely flog you on the day you don't play. So I don't know if next year I'll be opting out of the trials. But look, we trained really hard this off season, and everyone's been really fit and just whip it in. And we've got a really similar squad to the last couple of years, and that helps with cohesion in the pre-season, and it showed tonight.
All right, there's Tom Trebojevic speaking with our colleagues from Fox League. Lots to be excited about. He looks like he's back to peak fitness, doesn't he?
Yeah, he looked very good tonight, and you just hope that he remains that way throughout the year because he'll be a big part of the Blues Origin campaign, but he'll be an even bigger part of their campaign to try and win their first premiership since 2013.
All right, 131873 if you'd like to join us. Matt Thompson and Josh Morris here to the top of the hour. Raf. Hello, Raf.
Hey, mate, how are you?
Very good, Raf. Raf, we're good, mate. What do you want to say?
Yeah, I listened to the Manly game. I'm not a Manly fan. I'm Parramatta, but I think Manly are a big threat this year. Like obviously, just the stars they've got in their team. They're definitely top 4 quality. Melbourne top 4. Penrith and probably. Maybe South Sydney or something, or maybe Bulldogs.
Yeah, I think it all hinges on Tommy. I mean, he is such a vital part of that team. And as I said, their first premiership since 2013. I meant 2011. That was the last time they won the competition. But, look, if he stays fit and plays nearly every game, they'll finish in top 4. He's such a vital part of that team. But you have a look at the likes of Olakau'atu and those types of blokes. They've now played rep footy. They're a year older. They're more hardened. I think they're in the right window now to win a premiership. And Daly Cherry Evans is, he's probably only got a year or 2 left, so it all hinges on him. They could, they could dedicate their season to him if they know it's his last to try and go out and make him a winner. So I think it certainly hinges on how Tommy plays and how much of the year he plays as to how well they go.
Thanks, Raf. Appreciate that, mate. Talk is, and I'm not sure how accurate it is, there's a lot of scuttlebutt in rugby league, of course, but whilst he has another year to go on his contract, Daly Cherry Evans, there's a suggestion he might have decided this is his last year.
Yeah, well, that's...
he's 36.
Yeah,
he could play till he's about 45.
He's played some of his best football in the back end of his career, but it does creep up on you very quickly. I mean, I finished when I was 35, and when I was 34, I felt like I could go for another 2 years. And then about 10 rounds in, I went, nope, I don't think I can do this anymore. And it does creep up on you, and you age very quickly. You stay sorer for longer, and winning helps. You don't feel sore when you win. Your mind can play tricks on you. So if they keep playing good football, they're successful, they're winning games of football, well, then there's every chance he may play on, but you just never know.
It's like grey hair. It just hits you really quickly.
Yeah, it does. I got a grey hair on my chest the other day. It just came straight out.
Has anyone else noticed
that? Looked odd.
So I reckon the last 6 months, and I'm fortunate, like I'm in my early-ish 40s. And I did not have a grey hair in my head, I reckon, until the last 6 months. And I've got just a series of them down the right-hand side of my head. They've come out of nowhere. Yeah. Does anyone else go grey suddenly? Is this a thing?
I've been grey since I was about 23.
Have you?
On the sides of my hair, but not anywhere else. But I'm starting to get
right. Yeah, we get it. There's a bit of grey through Anthony Seibold's hair.
Yeah, he's got some grey.
Yeah, let's have a listen to what he had to say after the game.
Dominated in every single aspect of that 80 minutes from a coach's perspective. What did you like most?
Thanks, guys. It was a really good start. I thought we started really fast and really powerful, and that's what we wanted to do. Obviously, Cowboys are a really good side. They played really well in the trials against the Melbourne Storm, and so we wanted to start fast, and we were able to do that.
Hey, Steve, just Mel, congratulations on your first round win. The 12 points they scored, how happy are you about that? I mean, it would have been great for the 0, wouldn't it?
Oh, of course, mate. And that's the work on for us. So, I've got to be nice and positive. The first 60 minutes were outstanding, and to lead Cowboys 42-0 is it's a real step in the right direction. But like what you said, Mel, I think we could have finished that last 15 minutes in particular a little bit better, but had a few guys out of position, so we'll take that win round one.
Steve, it's Cooper. Whatever you did during the week, can you bottle that and release it for the next 30 weeks? Because it was super impressive. Just give us a little bit of the insight about not playing your star players in the pre-season, and then what are some of the things you did as a coaching staff that helped that performance tonight?
I think Coops, it'd be great if I could bottle it for 30 weeks, mate. But that's as you guys know, you guys have been elite players, and it's a grueling season, isn't it? 24 games in 27 weeks. Look, one of the things we did do was we worked really hard over the pre-season. We didn't prepare to play in the trial games. We had our eye on round one, and so it was a lot of hard work. But we actually gave the guys a little bit of time off on the sort of week in between the last trial and this week, and we even sort of connected the group off the field quite a bit. So there's a bit of a sort of method to what we try to do, but thankfully the guys were able to come out and execute tonight.
Steve, I think one of the impressive parts about your game then was how fit your big fellas are. Your big middles, Pasaka and Sipley and Takao and those sort of guys. I mean, they looked agile and quick and mobile from such big men.
Yeah, they've done a lot of hard work, Mel. They have the last sort of 12 to 24 months. I think John Clark had a performance. I recruited him from England Rugby, and he was from a rugby league background, so he knew the game really well. He's been working at the elite level for a long period of time there, so he's been a really great addition to us, Mel.
Tom Trbojevic looks better than ever. He's very aware of staying fit and keeping connected. 7 tackle breaks, 4 line breaks, set up 2 tries tonight. When you've got a very fit and firing Tom Trbojevic, it just changes the landscape for the Sea Eagles.
Oh, yeah, he was outstanding tonight. Like some of the touches on the end of our shape for try assists were things you certainly can't coach. He's one of a kind turbo. So it was great to see him firing tonight, and he's had a really good pre-season. And I think he got a lot of confidence coming off his performances in the Kangaroos. And obviously Mel saw him up close, and he's an elite player. And he come back from that with a great deal of confidence.
All right, there's Anthony Seibold chatting with Fox League. Matt's back on the text saying, Matty, I'd rather have grey hair than be bald. It's probably a good point.
Yeah.
You there?
Although I've got the Macca's Arches going. I didn't wear a hat yesterday. I played golf and the Macca's Arches got burnt. Very sore when
Why didn't you wear a hat playing golf?
I just forgot. I was in a cart.
Right.
So
Where'd you play?
Just at Wollaware.
How'd you go?
36 points, 2 wipes. Not bad. Oh, well. But I had a shower this morning and went, ow!
You don't think to put sunscreen on your noggin, do you?
No.
Text here from Harry in Canberra. Hello, Harry. Can the Eels make the semis with no Moses for the first 6 weeks from a concerned Parramatta supporter? I'm not sure they can make the semis with him there.
Yeah, I'd be concerned, though, because you can certainly lose 6 games in a row without him, and we saw how much of an effect it had last year when he wasn't there. They didn't win too many games, so Jason Riles has got his work cut out for him, but they've got some decent players coming along there, and it's a test for Dylan Brown to see, if he can live up to that price tag that he's being quoted as getting offered. It's his team for the next 6 weeks, and he's got to steer them around, and he's got to try and win the matches, and he gets a chance to do it against Melbourne in Melbourne.
Yeah, again, look, not sort of trying to be too critical, but there's been a couple of occasions in the last couple of years where Moses has had extended stints out, and it hasn't worked for Dylan Brown.
Yeah.
Like he's shown that that's not his go. That's what he's
got to prove. He's got to prove that he's worth the price tag. And how do you do that? You go out there and you lead your side to a victory, and you control the game, you be dominant, and you get a job done against the Storm, who right now are the premiership favourites this year.
Well, it's amazing. Like you'd almost think, and it's only round 1, but Melbourne's and Penrith, of course, but Melbourne's dominance in many people's eyes has actually increased without them even playing a game.
Yeah, well, I don't think they've changed their squad too much or lots. Christian Welsh is probably the only one.
Stefano's in though,
and Stefano's in there, and you just know what Craig Bellamy's going to do once he's got his fingers into him. He knows that he's going to be a completely different player. So, I guess that's why they are. the favourites to win this year because they haven't had too much roster change, whereas Penrith have had that roster change, but they've gone through that for the last 4 or 5 years and still managed to win 4 comps in a row. So you never write them out.
No way. 131873 is the number to ring if you'd like to join us on the open line. Let's just stand by here. Todd Payten and Tom Dearden have walked into the press conference. Let's take a little bit of this live. I'd be fascinated to see Payten's reaction to the 42-12 thumping at the hands of Manly.
I spoke about some of our individuals being off the mark. Asked them to have to think about their prep, physically and mentally. Then asked a question which I didn't need an answer for straight away, but we'll talk about that tomorrow. And then just told them to be ready to work when we come back to work through the week. It's round 1. We're going to put our heads down and stay together.
So you asked them a question you didn't need an answer for?
I didn't need an answer at that moment, yeah, and we'll talk about it within the review.
Not making any excuses, we had no ball on the first 7 minutes of the game.
No, we gave away some dumb penalties. I think possession for the first 30 minutes was 70% to them, 30% to us. Half-time we did 100 more tackles. We had 2 good ball kicks, 7 tackle sets, so we were unable to find any rhythm and build any pressure.
Is it just a case of shell shock in some ways after the first 10 minutes? Or?
No, I think we were just trying to gain a bit of momentum back, and they're a side that once they get that roll on, their big forward just roll forward, and I think we just missed the jump with that, and then once they got their roll on, we couldn't get it back, and the scoreline just blew out because of that.
Debuts don't become much tougher than what they did for some stuff tonight. Is that a fair way to look at it, like, especially, as you say, you get the game?
Yeah.
Like catching a bit,
Yeah, tough one for him and the club, really. I thought he was solid, played behind a beaten forward pack, kicked okay, tackled okay. Yeah, so big step up, and he'll be better for it, and just getting behind each other and go to work.
Tom, I don't expect to wrap the opposition too much, but Tom Trbojevic tonight, how tough is he out there to handle? We know what he's capable of. He's pretty special.
Yeah, he's a great player, and I think, when you give him so much time and space, and he's playing off such a good roll on, he makes you pay, and he did that tonight, and I think when you're trying to handle a play like that, you've got to make sure you take away the possession from the opposition and try and make them work out of the corner, and we didn't do that well enough, and he and along with Terry Evans capitalised on the back of that.
All right, there's Todd Payten and Tom Dearden. Obviously quite forlorn after that loss to Manly tonight, 42 points to 12. Todd Payten saying, I've challenged some individuals on their performance and their preparation. That was interesting.
Oh, I think he's challenged probably 10 out of 17 there, I reckon. There was a number of players that didn't have probably their best effort. And there's stages where you look at tries scored, and some of the tackles that players were attempting were just, they're not up to first grade standard.
Yeah.
So he's got to ask the tough questions as a coach. And you're right, you got to look at your preparation physically and mentally, and you got to go back to the drawing board, and you got to get... The good thing about this is it's round 1. They got a game in another week or so, and they get another chance to prove themselves, and that can't come quick enough for those players. They'll want to get back out there tomorrow and play if they could, just to try and rectify the situation and put in a better performance. So, they'll be better for it after this. They'll take some hard lessons and some hard truths out of it, but they'll come back a better side.
And they're up against Cronulla in Townsville at Queensland Country Bank Stadium in round 2. A break on the continuous call team. Back with more, and then we'll wrap it up at the top of the hour. If you'd like to have a chat, 131873 is the number to ring.
How do you feel? From the start to the crew to the band and you, the song remains the same. How do you feel when the last note plays and you hear its final call? How do you feel? How do you feel? I feel like
season June runs, making pubs rock again.
Oh, the Blind Factory! It's on now! The Blind Factory Great Autumn Sale, or GAS. Gas? Are you sure about that? The Blind Factory. Call 13-BLINDS and don't let gas pass you, but no, I'm not saying that.
Back your business with Energy Australia and get energy solutions from a dedicated team of experts. Search Energy Australia or call 1800 709 510.
Across Australia, Surf Lifesavers volunteer over 140,000 hours patrolling our beaches. To be there when you and your loved ones need us the most. The work never stops. There are still too many coastal drownings in Australian waters. We need your help to get preventable deaths down to zero. Donate to Mission Zero today at slsfoundation.com.au.
Did you know zinc in sunscreen, like that mine by Glencore, can help us enjoy fun in the Australian sun?
Hey mate, mind if I borrow a bit of that zinc from the nose?
Be my guest.
Cheers.
You'd be surprised the ways that coal, metals and minerals, like those mined by Glencore, help make our way of life possible.
Glencore Mining, advancing everyday life.
Spin to win at Harvey Norman. Enter now. hn.com.au/spin to win. With a total prize pool valued at over $45,000. Spin to win prizes daily. Plus, make any purchase at Harvey Norman and go in the draw to win the ultimate 2025 Toyota AFL Grand Final or NRL Telstra Premiership Grand Final experience. hn.com.au/spin to win. At Harvey Norman now. Terms, conditions apply. AFL authorised GF promotion GFAFL 25/18.
You're listening to the Continuous Call team on 2GB. Thanks to Macca's, Harvey Norman, Lowe's, Brighton's Lawyers, Tui's, BP and Glencore Mining.
Manly fans happy tonight. A thumping start to their premiership campaign, 42 points to 12 over North Queensland in front of a sold-out crowd at Four Pines Brookvale. Earlier, Canterbury 28 over the Dragons 20. Bulldogs coach Cameron Ciraldo says his team showed a lot of bravery to hold off the Dragons' fight back in the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome for us. It gave us a chance to show everything we've done, worked on over the pre-season, and we got the 28-6 there, and pretty happy with what we've done thus far there. But it was good we had to win it again in the last 20 minutes of the game, and I thought it showed a lot of bravery.
And on the flip side, Dragons coach Shane Flanagan says his team cost themselves the win.
Oh, we beat ourselves. Too many errors, yardage errors. Yeah, just didn't give ourselves a chance, just dropping the ball on kicks. But it was, we just turned the ball over. When we get field position and we can play footy, you can score tries. But when you turn the footy over and have errors like that today, 68% completion rate, you ain't not going to win.
Yes, 68% completions. They're probably not even entitled to get that close with a completion rate as poor as that.
Yeah, look, I think the scoreline flattered the Dragons. I think the Bulldogs were in control of that game for probably 60 minutes and then kind of cruised to victory. It almost cost them in the end, so it's a lesson that they have to learn, the Bulldogs, and they get their season off to a good start. So, look, if you're Flano, you're disappointed, but they showed some fight back there. But, yeah, you're right. You can't win games completing that 68%, especially in these early rounds where completion rate is key to winning games.
I think they'll be more competitive. I mean, I think they will.
George,
they should have made the finals last year, if not for that fade out in the last 4 weeks. But there was enough signs there to show that if they can get it right, they are capable of competing for the top 8.
Yeah, and look, Flano, his teams are gritty. Like, they won't always score a ton of points, but they'll be gritty and they'll be in the fight for the whole contest. And he's trying to mould his team into that. He's got some players that he's brought in to try and help them with that. And look, it's round 1. Like they've lost one game this year. Like they will be better this year, but I still don't have them in my 8.
The devastating news for the Dragons today, though, was Ryan Couchman, after just 8 minutes, suffered a knee injury. And Shane Flanagan confirmed that we think it is an ACL, which is just absolutely dreadful news.
You feel for the young fellow, him and his twin brother, proud Dragons players there. I think they were Thurl Butcher boys, so they've grown up loving the Dragons. And they, from all reports, they trained the house down. They're ready for a big season, and it's round 1, 8 minutes. It's a hard one to take.
They play South Sydney in Wollongong next week, St George Illawarra, and Souths have some more injury concerns. Jack Whiten's facing a couple of different charges, and Tyrone Munro, they think, has broken his collarbone again.
Yeah, I think that's his third or fourth time now, and he got a double last night before it happened. So
he's a good player.
He's going to be a fantastic player, and he looked sharp at stages last night. So it's a bit of a concern. He came off the start of the second half. He didn't come back out of the tunnel. So it is a bit of a concern when you're that young and you've had a number of collarbone injuries. So hopefully you can get that sorted out, because South fans, they want to see him on the pitch as much as they can.
And before we sign off for tonight, a thought on tomorrow's game, Josh. Melbourne versus Parramatta. No Moses, we know. We've already talked about that. But just on the Melbourne side of things, they're always wound up to win in round 1. They're at home. There'll be a big crowd, and no one's expecting Parramatta to compete.
I don't think they will. I don't think they will. Look, that record will stay intact. Bellamy will have them prime. No Moses will hurt them. I think it's a great test for Dylan Brown, but yeah, the Storm are going to be far too strong for them tomorrow.
And I suppose making things even more difficult than the task on face value is the new combinations that Parramatta are blooding, with even taking Moses out of the equation. New fullback in Isaiah Young.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how he goes. I think he's a great young talent. He obviously had Dylan Edwards ahead of him, so he's gone across to Parramatta for a chance there, and he gets first crack at the fullback jersey. And it'll be interesting to see how Zach Lomax goes in that side as well. And they did look good in the trials against the Knights, so there is hope there. But it's a tough ass first round to go down to Melbourne and win.
Well, look, I'm just looking through this Melbourne team. It's pretty much their grand final team, with the exception of Stefano coming into the lineup.
Yep. Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah. What do you expect Jason Rolls' football team to look like?
Oh, well, look, he's served underneath Bellamy, so you take parts of those people. Trent Robinson, he served under him as well. So you take parts of those coaches and sprinkle on kind of your own philosophy on football. So no doubt they'll have some of those sprinklings from those two coaches, but then he's got his own stamp on it. So, look, I'm sure they're probably defensive-orientated, I'd imagine. So I guess a good chance to get their defence sorted out tomorrow against a Melbourne Storm side that can attack very well.
Yes, they've got 6 players overall playing their first games in Parramatta colours tomorrow. So they are one of the teams in the competition that has undergone a complete renovation on the team that they trotted out last season. So the Jason Riles era commences, and the stage is set as he goes back down to Melbourne. All right, it's been a good night of footy. Well, if you're a Manly fan, anyhow, they've absolutely blown the Cowboys off the park.
Well, if you're a Dogs fan, you're happy because you beat your nemesis in the Dragons round 1, so you've got the bragging rights for a little bit there. And then if you're a Manly fan, you're looking for tickets to their next home game at Four Pines. It's if they're going to perform like that every time they play out there. It was dominant, and they are very happy, the Manly fans. And I think some Manly fans may think it's their year this year if Tommy can stay injury-free.
We want to send the return of the scalper over at Brookvale. Like, tickets are so popular.
Well, if they're sold out, it's not a bad...
I remember going to the cricket back when I was a kid, and they used to have the scalpers making money on the face value of the ticket. They were the good old days.
These days they're too realistic, but...
Good on you, mate. Good to see you again, and look forward to catching up. Josh Morris with the Continuous Call Team. I'm Matt Thompson. Thanks very much for your company tonight. Manly 42 over the Cowboys 12.